What's the guarantee? E&E. Put your boy shit. Glitch, nigga. Shit, I'm about to flood the streets like when the levees break. Criminal minds, my Garcia can navigate. Flowing while I'm blowing this gas. Nigga, no grace. Niggas not seeing me ever. I mean, no dates. Fuck around and end up gone. You get in this place. E&E, the shit that I claim. You dealing with grace. Took over the game by storm like Rain's mixtape. Thankfully, I've been up in smoke like my mixtape. Counting cheddar shit, I'm about to make a grilled cheese. Niggas be faker than bad bitches with good leads. On my John Wick shit like Keanu Reeves. Replacements won't be enough, you need the whole team. I've been a G since I could finish my ABCs. Kept it a buck so real niggas look up to me. This butcher boy shit get crazy when it's sick of me. I'm coughing out these dope bars till they sick of me.
Can't get rid of me, still can't find a remedy. Still blowing palmers, if it comes to Hennessy. E&E, we own our shit independently. When I go out on a limb, I take extremities. I can see right through transparency. Hurt their self-esteem, love, insecurities. Now or never, like, push the guarantee. What's the recipe? King L's Reflection 3. All these chapters in my life, you can turn a page. Books can't tell you my story, gotta live a day. Glitch got my back, yeah, you can copy that. Man, we control the seat, you can copy that. Leave your whole state red like Republicans. Put fire on a track, now it's bubbling. Put your boys E&E, you in trouble, kid. Add first 100 mil, you can double.
Let's go. All the hustlers getting money, let it show. Automatic, nigga, how we get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go. All the hustlers getting money, let it show. It's automatic, nigga, how we get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go.
Low, sick, corona, jealous in the motherfucker. Can't even take a step, that's how far I trust you. This black boy turned to shine the king under pressure. West side fat jacks, I took more to measure. Shave the extras, that's business starter fees. Street blues, what I talk, for your blood flowing free. Power on my mind, no say gang is kind. Read between the lines, it was in my eye. If they ain't got real lines, it ain't hard to spot a counterfeit. Undefeated, ultra real, Fern Gully Mountain shit. Couple hot shots, turn on the frozen margaritas. Even better when it's served with some flawless features. Next year they gotta pay for these flawless features. Flawless victories from the flaws that they teach us. Now my flow imitate how I board the plane non-stop. The little J gon' take over with my time side.
Yeah, I get right to it. My nigga, we begging pardon. We putting niggas back in boxes. Yeah, they need harder. My flow be retarded. Sick, I need hella help. My groove came back. This must be how Stella felt. We just started kicking it like a yellow belt. We all made it to the pro. This is how LaMelo felt. You better yell out help. Here comes the double team. You catch me in the spot, then you know that the boy is clean. The Louis V look mean with the magazine. So if you try it, you get shot. No vaccine. If you was asleep before I came, then I'm the caffeine. I pulled the jokers out the deck. Yeah, there ain't no laughing. In CEO fashion, we sticking to the business. Wouldn't even let a vegan knock me off my chicken. Something about the VBS when the sun is hitting. Should be flashing like the lights when you getting
Let's go. All the hustlers getting money, let it show. It's automatic, nigga, how we get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go. All the hustlers getting money, let it show. It's automatic, nigga, how we get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go.
Yeah. What up? Y'all already know it's the man about town version big, aka Stacks with the facts. And y'all know y'all turned in to another episode of Real Talk Podcast. Let's go. It's one of my favorite tracks by my niggas. You hear me, man? Let's go, man. Uncle Diggity in the building. What's good, brother? Okay, then that's what's good. That's what's up, Uncle Diggity, man. Take care of BI, man. You already know, man. We in the building. Tuesday night. You already know what it is, man. We going in. Y'all seen the thumbnail. We about to get straight to it. You know what I'm talking about? What's going on with everybody today, man? How y'all doing today? How you feeling? You know, like I always say, man, we woke up. Or should I say, we woke up earlier today, but we've been awake ever since. So we already got the victory and the glory. You know what I'm talking about? Meet and greet each other as y'all come up in this demonstration. You know what I'm talking about? We family over here. What's good with y'all? You know what I'm talking about? It's a beautiful thing, man. I appreciate y'all coming out. Like I said, y'all could be anywhere in the world, but you right here with me. Or should I say, we right here with each other. So that's a beautiful thing in itself right there, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button. You know, when you wipe your feet and come on in a demonstration, man, wipe your feet and hit that like button one time, man. Click on the bell, subscribe to the page, you know, share on your social engineering. You know what I'm talking about? Tell everybody come tap in and walk with us. We going in. You hear me? Last night, you feel me, y'all? I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. Last night, I really appreciate everybody who tapped in last night. You know what I'm talking about? I was serious about what I was saying last night, though, man. You know what I'm talking about? We got a lot of fraudulent so-called content creators, man, who ain't nothing but repeaters. And there ain't nothing wrong with repeating, right? But repeaters in a way that's not with insight, with you know, with a little bit of style added into it. You know what I mean? With your own style added to it, your own twist, if you will. You know what I mean? And a lot of y'all, you know what I mean? And this is not me like proselytizing. This is not me finger wagging, you know what I mean? As if I'm like the best or something like that, right? But this is just me, just of honest critique. You hear me? With love. Trust me, it's with love. I love all y'all for real, for real. Even you goofy motherfuckers out there. I love y'all too, man. Even y'all non-content creators. I love y'all too. You know what I'm saying? But we have to separate and we have to divide in order to build. You know what I'm talking about? In order to build, we have to destroy. You understand what I'm saying? In order to build, we have to destroy. You hear me? So with that being said, though, man, I'm not saying that whoever do whatever they do, I'm not saying leave. It's not up for me to say that. I would never tell you to stop doing YouTube or leave, you know, do whatever you want. What I'm saying is if you're going to be a content creator, though, create content. You hear me? Actual content, intellectual property. Want to see you, hear you. Like my man Red said, we want to see your personality. You know what I'm talking about? We want to see the way you view things. You know what I mean? So I appreciate everybody coming out, man. You know what I'm saying? My brother L said give him like 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to have L come up in 15 minutes. As soon as he pop up in the chat, we're going to drop that linky and we're going to get right to it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see the thumbnail, man. Y'all see it. You know what I'm saying? I remember when this first happened a little over a year or so ago. Might be a little bit longer. You know, I'm not really a sports guy, but I remember when this stuff was going on. Inspector Gadget, what's up, man? We got Inspector Gadget in the building, man. You ain't missing nothing. We just getting started, man. We only 8 minutes in, brother. We coming up on 9 minutes in, man. So we getting straight to it, man. I had to start the show a little late tonight because I had some business I had to take care of. You know what I'm talking about? So, you know what I mean? We here. You feel me? If y'all getting a notification late, that's what's up too. We ain't tripping, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind that, though. That's tricking and that's outthinking the unintelligent artificial intelligence. You hear me? But yeah, though, I appreciate everybody coming out, y'all, man. Hit that like button. How did y'all like last night's show, man? Did y'all like the movie? Put a 1 in the chat if you was tapped in last night and you saw the movie, my movie, and you liked it. Just put a 1 in the chat. If you didn't like it, put a 2 in the chat. Yeah, Inspector Gadget, you good, bro. You know, you good. We just now getting started, brother. You know what I'm talking about? Just started the show at 9:30. You did. Put a 1 in the chat if you liked the movie last night. Put a 2 in the chat if you did not. All right. Yeah, you can either do 1 or 2 or both, Inspector Gadget. You can go look at last night's show, or you could just scroll down my video list and just go straight to the movie itself. It's called Golden Fleece. written, directed, and filmed by me. You did. And yeah. Definitely got the copyrights to my stuff. Took care of that a few months ago. So, you know. We got my brother King L's in the building. I'm about to drop the link, L, and bring you up here shortly. And let's remind me, I gotta pay my goddamn StreamYard thing, man. Go ahead, take care of that. That's my, you feel me? Appreciate y'all though, man. For real, I appreciate y'all coming out, man, tapping in with us. You know what I'm saying? Tapping in with us, man. Y'all check out that pre-recorded video I just dropped, man. You know what I'm saying? Talking about this whole Kanye situation, man. You feel me? Kanye and Candace Owens. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? He said, put the three of your ass for sleep. You silly as hell. Yeah, it's all good. Y'all can just go straight down the list, man, and go check out the movie. We got Mr. O, my Joe from Chicago, with the info in the demonstration. What's good, man? I'm about to stop saying that word, too, for now that I think about it, man. I'm about to stop saying that shit, man. It's been a part of my lexicon for so long. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking to myself now, like, man, that word is just demonstration. Y'all know what stration is? Y'all know what a straight is, or a strate? You hear me? Mm-hmm. I'm about to bring you up in a second, L. Mr. O, just fall back and relax in the queue for a hot second. You know what I'm talking about? Yes, it's a short film, Inspector Gadget, man. It's only like 20 minutes long. You know what I'm talking about? Go ahead and check that joint out. Yitty. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Go ahead and check that joint out, man. You know what I'm saying? Or y'all go check the movie out. You feel me? It's on my list of videos. Y'all just scroll on down. You know what I'm talking about? You just scroll on down. You know what I'm saying? I've been saying I'm going to do, but I'm really going to do it this weekend for sure. I'm going to go get me that external hard drive, and I'm going to download all my stuff onto a hard copy. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to download all these videos. It's going to take a minute, but so what? I ain't going to keep a lot of these joints. Or as far as putting them on YouTube anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because you just never know when YouTube might decide to switch their demo up. You feel me? Think about what I just said, y'all. All right? Where that shit at, man? Yep. It's 19 minutes and 6 seconds. Yeah, I'm about to, that's actually what I'm doing this weekend, Inspector Gadget. I'm about to go to Rumble. I was actually about to start my Rumble account this weekend. Right? BitShoot is cool. Mr. O, silly, man. Mr. O, I just want you to know, bro, all them things you're saying is going to the private chat. I'm going to let you know that. Oh, well, yeah, he know that because he's in the queue. Yeah, I'm definitely about to open up a Rumble joint, though. I know I just said that shit, too, Mr. O. You feel me? Yeah, I'm about to open up a Rumble this Saturday, man. You feel me? My nephew put me up on game about Rumble. What you know about that? My nephew just came on the show the other day. He said something to me about Rumble a minute ago. You hear me? So I'm going to just go ahead and do all that. Yiddy. But anyway, though, man, we got my brother King Els in the building. I'm about to bring him up right now. We ain't going to waste no time. Els, what's good, bro?
What up, what up, what up?
You already know, man. How you feeling today, brother? How you doing, man?
I'm feeling blessed, bro. You know, we woke up today, so we winning.
You already know, man. We won. We already got the glory. We ain't winning. We already won. You hear me?
Right. You already know. How's everything your way, bro?
You already know, man. It could be better, but it could be worse. You know what I'm talking about? So with that being said, it's a beautiful thing. Lance Parker, what's good with you, brethren? We got all the brethren in the building tonight, man. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to come out. You know what I'm saying? This is another reason why I want to have L come on, you know what I'm saying, as a recurring guest host, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I mean? I know the brothers be liking it. You know, I'm not really a sports type of guy. You hear me? I'm not a sports type of guy. But my brother L is, and I know some of y'all brothers who out there who enjoy the things I enjoy as far as content go. I know y'all like to enjoy other things too. And I'm a brother. I'm that guy that, I come through, we watching the game. I'm definitely gonna come through, kick it, roll up, drink, we're gonna eat good, all that. But I'm not, I'm not really like a sports type of guy. You feel me? Not football and basketball anyway. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
L can attest to this. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
with that being said, this is why I will start having the sports incorporated shows, because I know the guys like sports, man. You know what I'm saying? So, and this is not only just about sports, though. I think this right here is based from sports, but it says so much more and it speaks to so much more, because, this is a lot of things that I really be getting into is entailed and involved with this entire situation. So it's a beautiful thing, man. It's only right that me and my brother L come together to do it. Pause. You hear me? And we're going to bring it to this content to y'all live and uncut, actual content, real content, not critiquing other niggas' content. You know what I'm talking about? And listen here. I know a lot of people be saying stuff, man, but it's so oversaturated on this here YouTube that it's almost our duty as real ones to kind of lightweight, not so much as condemn it, right? But to expose it for the fuckery that it is. And do it on a consistent goddamn basis. Go ahead and talk to him, man.
One thing I really want, a huge reason why.
You got to get your sound right, brother.
What?
What, you on the phone or something?
Hold up, can you hear me?
You can hear me. What, you on a jack or something?
Let me put you back on. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but it sounds kind of like it distorted a little bit, brother.
Hold up.
You have to go somewhere stationary, Mr. O, man. We're going to give my brother L a chance to get his sound, his audio. He got to get his audio right. You know what I'm saying? We got my brother Mr. O in the queue waiting to come up too. We're going to bring Mr. O up in a second. Y'all know how we do it, man. It's a pretty controversial issue right here, man. Let me be honest with y'all, man. This whole thing with, what's the girl's name? Malika Andrews, with her disrespectful, modern program thought robot. Shout out to my brother Red Supreme TV One. Ass. You hear me? One thing I can say about Rachel Nichols, though, and y'all might know better than me, y'all sports guys, but I remember seeing her in different media, platforms and stuff before she really got all the way into sports and stuff. And one thing I can say about Rachel Nichols is she never really, I never really see her be like disrespectful or see her be disagreeable. Correct me if I'm wrong, I might be, but I don't recall that. I don't recall seeing her being disrespectful or disagreeable, which I think is a good quality for any woman to have. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? We're going to bring King Els back up, man. You got your situation right, man?
I think so.
Make sure so if you and for future reference, y'all come in, you came up, man, just hold your phone. It's okay if you're gonna be on your phone, I get it. Your phone is basically a computer, but just sit your phone down and stationary. stationary. Just sit down somewhere and prop your phone up and be stationary, please. You know what I'm saying? But we got my brother King L's in the building, man. We got Mr. O and the Q waiting to come up, right? And it's just an interesting whole story right here with this whole situation, man. I'm about to L, go ahead and talk to me. I'm about to bring up this. Hold on, did you send me an article on this?
I sent you the clip. I sent you the whole well, nah, matter of fact, I didn't even send it to you because it's all
I'm about
on
to say, because
YouTube.
I don't recall seeing it in my messages or nothing from you, brother.
Well, the thing is, the YouTube, they got the full interview. It's only a 20-minute interview, but they do have clips if you type it in, Rachel Nichols, Showtime.
Nah, what
So
you
they got.
just no, send me what you got, and we'll just chop it up and dissect it as we watch it.
Oh, okay. Because I went through it. I'll just send you the video.
Yeah, just send me the link, and I'll type it in. We'll just dissect it. I'll pause it. We can stop it. And, you know what I'm talking about? We're gonna do it like that.
All right. So here, I'd rather us kind of dive into it because that
send
way
it to
you can
send it to my Facebook Messenger.
Here, I'm sending it to you right now. Direct. Hold up. Facebook Messenger. Here we go. Hold up. I don't know what this shit.
Yeah, that's that Smithery Piffery. You hear me? It's that piffery, y'all, man. You hear me?
Oh my god.
The privileges. The privileges.
I got some. Yeah. I'm over here floating myself.
Y'all go check that movie out though, man. I'm about to put the link to it here in the
all right, so I just sent it to you. Let me know if you got
Messenger,
that.
on Facebook Messenger. My man, I'm about to bring it up right now, brother. I'm about to bring it up right now. But let me go ahead and sit up here and put this in the old chatty patty for the brethren.
Yeah, just to kind of give people like a brief synopsis on what I was thinking about was the whole reason I even thought about it was because I seen it all play out in full form. So just to kind of give everybody like a Cliff Notes version. Last year, well, it was really during the pandemic. Right after the pandemic, when everything was going down, with the Black Lives Matter movement was, it was at its heightened point at that time. And, as you know, it was a lot of changes being made in certain companies with employing more Black people, being more aware with Black people's situations. And there is a couple of ESPN reporters, one lady named Rachel Nichols. So she's been doing NBA for years, over 25 years, been doing it, started ground level, and eventually moved up to being ESPN's top person. So basically, she had just got the job, just renewed her contract. She was set to highlight the finals and be sideline reporter at the finals. So she also the woman who kind of broke groundbreaking. She was a groundbreaking person for women in sports. As far as reporters being able to do that, she was going to be like one of the first women to do that. And basically, ESPN during the heighten of the Black Lives movement, Black Lives Matter movement, my fault. And it was an incident where she spoke about it. They were in the bubble. So I don't know if many people knew that the playoffs for the NBA a couple years back was held in what they called the bubble. So they basically made a college campus. This is when COVID was at the height. So they still wanted to play the playoffs, and they just put everybody in the bubble. So you had a whole college campus sealed off for NBA players and reporters, and they had to go there and stay there from beginning to end of the playoffs. Right. So some people were there 3-4 months. She was one of them. And this is the bigger issue, is that she was in her room and, they set up the equipment so they could do their self-interviews. And she thought that the equipment was turned off. And
right. I remember.
Yeah, it wasn't. And they basically was able, I guess she felt like they were just watching the whole time, like a Big Brother type thing, like the, and they was just watching her constantly. She had one of her friends come over and they was kind of just talking about the situation. And she, she didn't even say nothing real bad. She just was like, I feel like I work for this position. Here they come. They telling me that they want me to kind of step to the side to let Maria Taylor, she used to do college football, NFL reporting, which was a black lady. And like, she just was like, I work for this position. They just gave me the contract, and here they want to snatch it away. And, because of what's going on, like, just kind of strip me away from everything that I work for. And that it was supposed to be a private conversation in her room, not on air, not around nobody. Now, this conversation actually happened in a bubble, which was almost a whole year before it was released. And they waited a whole year until the Black Lives Movement really got to the height, because it was kind of bubbling when COVID first started, but this was when it was at the height. They released it. The tape somehow leaked out, conveniently at the height of the Black Lives Movement. And she got caught in the crossfire. Like, it came to the point where they just suspended her, and she just kind of faded in the wind at ESPN. Like, I don't know if they actually fired her per se, but they kind of took her off air, and you just never heard of her again at ESPN.
Yeah, it had a lot to do with a lot of different stuff, man. Shout out to Nicole Beckham in the building. You ain't late, baby. You ain't late, baby. You right on time. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Shout out to my man Lance Parker. Lance Parker said Malika was the cutest female in the bubble. I'm pretty sure she was. She a nice looking girl.
Nah, she was, yeah.
Her attitude make her ugly as hell.
But my thing is this, like, I don't base how, like, I've been in management. I've been a manager. I don't base who I hire off of what color. Like, I don't want any promotions or any of that if I didn't really earn it.
Right.
Like, and that's just how I move. Like, I'm a fair guy. Like, if I got two employees doing the same thing, but one of them has been working at the company for 10 years, the other for 2 years, or, really Rachel's been there 20. Just think of it. You got somebody that's been in the company for 20 years.
Right.
You got somebody that just came in the company about a year and a half, 2 years ago. And you basically paved the way for this department. Say y'all both in the same department, and you paved the way, you broke groundbreaking things for this department, 20 years in the game. And here it is, because of a situation that happens outside that has nothing to do with your work. They come to you and say, hey, you know what? Like, we appreciate everything you've been doing the last 20 years. And yeah, you are about to do something that not many people have ever done in their lives. And yeah, this is your dream job right here that you worked. And yeah, we just gave you a new contract just to show you how much, you really mean to the company a couple months back. But, it's sensitive out here, and we think we should replace you with somebody, even though they just got here 2 years ago, and let them take your dream job. That's basically what happened.
That's exactly
and I'm sorry.
What happened. That's
I'm not going to put
verbatim what happened.
Yeah, I'm not going to put black or white on it, because what she said was true.
Right.
And people try to, call it reverse racism, whatever you want to call it, because she was white, and she called it for what it was. She didn't even come disrespectful, because she even said, that they're great reporters, like, but why can't you put them somewhere else?
Right.
Why do they have to take what I work for and that you guys promised me and my dream job because of the situation surrounding and swirling around?
Right.
I don't know, like, one thing about black people, man. This is something that, we talk about solution-based content that we have to work on. It's not only with us, but also calling this out amongst our people.
Mm-hmm.
When that entitlement, and we can't have it both ways all the time. You know what I mean? Like, that's the worst thing with black people. They want it both ways all the fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They want to get empowered. They want to get these raises. Some people, not me. Like I said, I like to work for all my shit. I don't like nothing free. Like, I don't want nobody to ever say they actually handed something to me that I didn't work for, especially when it comes to careers and things of that nature. Because if that happens to you, they can easily take it away and say you weren't qualified or you're not qualified. So I like to be fully qualified in everything I do when I'm in my career, and put my stamp on it. So if I'm working hard and, I'm not saying Malika and Maria Taylor weren't working hard also because they are talented at what they do or they wouldn't be on ESPN. But Rachel Nichols has set the groundwork to be where she was at. And if we just talk about tenure, I respect tenure. I respect people that work for their positions. I don't care if you're black, white, native, Indian, Asian, Italian, whoever you are. Alien, you come in there, you work hard, and you work harder than me, and you deserve it more than me. All right, but still, even if you do work harder than me, you come in new. If I got 20 years and I ain't did nothing wrong and I earned my spot, you still shouldn't be able to take my spot. And that's just the way that I feel. It shouldn't be like that.
That's some real shit. I mean, and flat out, that's basically what happened. You know what I'm saying? And that's all part of that affirmative action, all part of that fairness and equal opportunity employment, and you know what I'm saying, being that's part of making everybody soft. That's part of intellectually demoralizing and regressing people, man. That's what that's about on that weak ass sympathy bullshit, man. That's that we see it in many facets of our society. This is where the participation trophies come from in little youth league sports and stuff in school and stuff. This is where we let the retarded kids, and I'm saying retarded, you feel me, run in the race and let them win, and they like the first place or something like that. This, y'all gotta understand what this is doing to us intellectually as well as morally. You gotta be able to understand what this is doing to people, to us as a society. This is making us soft. It's making us weak, especially mentally and intellectually. And when you have people who are weak in their thoughts and their intellect, you can definitely take them over mentally and intellectually. Think about that, y'all, man. This is what this is about right here. So, because Rachel Nichols definitely deserved that spot. Like I said, I don't recall her ever handling herself unprofessionally, talking down on men, being disrespectful, you know what I mean, being condescending. She never spoke on things she didn't know, or you know what I mean, or just said things just because she felt like she was a chick and she can get away with saying something and not be challenged. You know what I'm talking about?
And she speaks on all that in the interview too. Like she really dives into that, and
we about to get to it, man.
Yeah, and the guys that she worked with, who came into the game, the guys who is doing the interview with her, Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes, she actually helped them get into the game and showed them how to be effective in that realm of being on TV. She coached them into being the guys that they are to get into the spot to where they are, and they pay homage to that. And it's a lot of people who they say that she did that for. And that's why Showtime now actually hired her on as one of their creative directors to basically run Showtime. So, here we are. Yeah, let's dive into it.
Fair use. Listen here, y'all, man. I'm gonna say this, man. You hear me? I've been telling y'all for a long time, and my brother L, man, I'm not my brother L can vouch for this. Not that I'm needing to, but he can't. I've been telling y'all for a long time that this is where this is going to come to, man. Today's oppressor is tomorrow's victim. I want y'all to understand what this is doing with all this stuff, man. This is breaking our psyche up into even more compartments. It's turning us into offense fiends, offense addicts. You hear me? It's making us morally weak, intellectually weak, mentally weak, and spiritually weak. You hear me?
Just like they was mad at Kanye today. And
come on, man. We're gonna talk about that too, man. You hear? We're gonna discuss that on Saturday along with
oh man,
other stuff, man. You feel me?
Man,
yeah, though, man. Y'all just. I want y'all to know that this stuff is being done on purpose, man.
don't
It's,
even see what's in front of them.
it's our trauma being weaponized, or epigenetically passed down, childhood/human trauma. Right? It's being weaponized against us. I want
They
y'all to
diffusing
understand
y'all.
what I mean.
Yeah,
I say that. Go ahead, El.
I was gonna say they're diffusing people's intelligence by using their emotions against them. The emotional propaganda
Exactly.
gets people wound up to not see what's going on over here, but we're gonna report over here, but that way you can't see what's going on over here. And it happens so often. Like we just see with these stories, and they swept the Brett Favre and the racist owner down in Phoenix. They swept all that under the rug for a black relationship, love and hip hop type shit. But the real shit, like people stealing from welfare and people being racist, owning teams with people of color on it, that gets swept under the rug and not even talked about. But they want to talk about relationships. A guy that cheated on his wife per se, that we don't even know if they were together. Now it's starting to come out that they weren't even together. They just were staying in the same house, but that's a whole other story. But that was the headlines for the last 2 weeks, instead of a guy stealing money from the poorest state in the country, over $10 million, and a racist owner that got offered the same suspension as a guy that cheated and or has consensual sexual relations with somebody in the organization, got the same amount of time suspension as a guy who was saying nigger consistently for the last 10 years and owns a sports team, but nobody said anything about that. Man, we gotta get our priorities together with the way we even look at the reports that's going on out here. Like we just so all over the place. We clicking, baiting, and all that, and following them rabbit holes without even knowing where we going. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's a fact, man. So we're gonna get straight to this video, man. Hey, you know what I'm saying? That's why I got my man L on here, man, because he can speak on this a little bit more in depth than I can, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I ain't no sports guy, but one thing for sure and two things for certain. Y'all better pay attention to what's going on with this, man. Y'all better
And this
pay
is easy
attention.
for you to talk on too, because this ain't really about sports. This is about
We
life
got Cupcake in the
politics.
building.
Yeah, this is about life politics. So
Yeah, this is ill.
you be able to talk on this. Like this interview, it ain't got nothing to do with sports. This is just what's right, what's wrong, what's
Right.
real, and what's fake.
That's
You
what
know
I'm
what I mean?
saying. And that's why, you know what I'm saying, I wanted to go in on this because this is, like I said, this is beyond sports right here, though. And I'm telling y'all, the sports ain't nothing but the modern day plantation. You hear me? Modern day plantation. We're gonna say what it is, man. And y'all want me to make a video about it now. Y'all can prove what I'm saying now, too. I ain't just saying that just for pizzazz, nigga. I'm saying it because it's true. Yeah. Rest in the essence, the Young Dolph, Rich Slaves. He made that album. He told y'all, Rich Slaves. And he was not lying when he said that. That's exactly what it is. So let's get to it. We're going to watch this video. Fair use, fair use. We got Becky with the good hair, and we got, goddamn it, Steven, my twin brothers, George Floyd looking ass boy, Jackson. Let's go.
It's officially fall, which means football season is here. Get into the action now with our good friends at DraftKings Sportsbook.
DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, is dishing out a can't-miss offer for all their new customers.
All new customers need to do is sign up using the promo code SMOKE. Bet $5 on any football team to win and receive an additional $200 in free bets if that bet cashes.
You heard that right. New customers who bet at least $5 on any football team to win this weekend will get an additional $200 in free bets if your bet hits.
DraftKings has been around for a while, so you know that your funds are safe and they can be withdrawn whenever you want.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers use promo code SMOKE and receive $200 in free bets if their bet hits after placing a $5 pregame football wager. That's promo code SMOKE only at DraftKings Sportsbook.
DraftKings. Excuse me.
Welcome back, All the Smoke LA Season 4. Jack, we got a special guest.
I mean, special.
Someone very important to us and kind of getting our start in this whole space.
Wouldn't be here without
Emmy Award-winning journalist.
it. Mm-hmm.
It's been a minute since you've been on here, and you haven't been talking to nobody. Welcome, Rachel.
Everybody who has something to say comes through All the
man.
Smoke. Let's not kid
Come on, man.
ourselves.
We love you, so it's only right.
Before we get to what we're going to get to, we would like to officially welcome you to the Showtime family.
Yeah, you're making the announcement.
Yeah, I mean,
so
you're part of the
make
gang
it.
now, gang. I
Make
mean,
it.
Rachel is here to join the Showtime basketball team and
It's
really
only
kind of help guide this
Hey,
ship.
Rachel got
So
a
it's an
nice
honor
rack.
to have you on board, and we're excited to be working with you.
No, I mean, I am so thrilled. For 25 years, I have gotten to do what I love for a
Mhm.
job, which is also kind of crazy in and of itself. And to have this next step, be with Showtime Sports, to get to work with crazy, cool, talented people I admire and respect, both in front of and behind the camera. I'm so excited to join you guys.
Can you take a few minutes?
Hold on, let's stop it right there. All right. So, Rachel Nichols is a part of the demonstration under the same umbrella. You hear me? That Steve Jack and old Matt Barnes is old Matty Barnes. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? So that's a beautiful situation right there, I guess. You know what I'm saying, for everybody involved. But you know what I mean, it's also an indication, right, of where this stuff is going. Y'all notice how all the celebrities all of a sudden is leaving mainstream media and coming to YouTube and other streaming services, or other video sharing platforms like Rumble and BitChute. You hear me? Y'all need to get hip to WIMKIN free speech as well. WIMKIN free speech. But yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? And this is it says a lot. You feel me? If you have the eyes to see and the ears to hear, you know what I'm saying? This tells you one thing. It tells you is that, like my brother Red be saying all the time, YouTube is a business. As we see all the mainstream platforms losing all of their talent, or should I say, we're gonna say that, losing all of their actual talent, or even people who could possibly potentially be a part of their structure, and leaving that to come with YouTube. Now, see, the trick thing about it, this is the trick bag about it. The same people that own the mainstream media own also the so-called alternative or independent media.
Yeah, I think the difference with what they're doing now, they're taking more control and not reporting off of propaganda, and that's why I like their show, All the Smoke, because they actually have unfiltered interviews, and they're not afraid to ask the questions. Like, I know I can't be the only person that whenever you watch an interview, especially if it's with somebody who situations are swirling around, you're like, man, why they ain't asking this question? Like, this is an easy question. If I was a journalist, I know this is the question that everybody want to know. And on like networks like ESPN, they may not ask it, for the sake of saving face or things like that. But I will say these guys, even if they're not able to with the new media, because JJ Redick is another one that does it for sports, has great podcasts. And, they'll ask a question, and if you're not going to answer, you're not going to answer. But they're not afraid to ask those real questions. And that's why I really like Stephen Jack and Matt Barnes, because they don't play sides. Matt Barnes, he spoke on a comment last week about the Udoka situation, found out some more information, came back, instantly apologized and said, you know what? I didn't have all the facts. I spoke emotionally. Let me retract that when the facts, you know what I mean? Things like that. It's stuff like that I pay attention to. Yeah, I pay attention to stuff like that in the media, man.
Yeah.
When cats is wrong, they have, you know, it's different.
Right. You gotta be able to admit when you're wrong as a man. You know what I'm talking about? Gotta
Especially
be
in
able.
media. It makes you respect the media guys even more.
Right.
The guys is reporting this news, doing these articles. It's cool, you know. Sometimes we speak emotionally, all for stuff. But if we wrong, then you got to come back and you got to own it because your responsibility. If you want to be that kind of media, now if you want to be gossip site, that's different. You know what I mean? If you want to be a gossip site, then you go gossip and you just say whatever the fuck you want. But if you want to be a real media, like what we strive to do, then you want to be real all the time. And if it comes back that you weren't, you got to retract what you said.
Right. Right. And I gotta say, I believe in that 1,000% because when I have got things wrong, I definitely apologize. Not only do I apologize for when I'm wrong, you know, so let me take that back. I don't apologize, but what I do is we'll take accountability for when I'm wrong. You feel me? You know what I mean? Facts, proven. You hear me? So, you know what I mean? It's very much necessary to, especially if you consider yourself to be a journalist. In this journey of my journal, I'm a journalist. You hear me? You know what I'm talking about, L? What y'all know about that? Y'all know nothing about them bars right there, though. But yeah, as a journalist, though, integrity is top notch, man. And you have to be able to admit when you were wrong. That's one of the main reasons why I put a lot of effort into not speaking on things right away before I do my due diligence. You know what I'm saying? And if I do speak on something right away, I will always say I'm only going to say so much because I don't have all the information to make a wise, sound assessment of the situation. You know what I'm talking about? And I think that's something that we all should practice as men. Let's go.
Let's get straight to it to tell us about your departure from ESPN.
Yeah, I mean, look, it all started really good a few years ago. We can go back to 2019, 3 years ago. ESPN gave me a new contract. I'd already been there with the jump.
Mhm.
And in the contract was that I was going to host the NBA Finals. And you guys have known me for years.
Yes.
I have covered the sport for decades. The idea that I was going to host the NBA Finals, that
Everything
was
to you.
my dream job.
That was going to be your first time
That
doing
was
it?
going to be my first time doing it. It meant the world. I mean, I called every executive involved personally to thank them. I mean, I was so excited. They put everything in writing in the contract. They put out a big press release about it. One of the things I asked for in the contract was that any pregame show I did would be a continuation of our daily show, The Jump, because it was something we started together. I was so proud of. And I just also didn't want any confusion. There's a lot of politics at ESPN, and I knew that the NBA Countdown job was still open, and I didn't want anyone to think that I was trying to horn in on NBA Countdown. I wasn't. I wanted to stay with the jump. It was important to me. So I thought making that distinction would really help things. And Maria Taylor ended up getting the NBA Countdown job. I really wanted to make an effort to welcome her, to open my door to her. I sent her flowers when she got the job because I was really, really happy for her.
Mm-hmm. What changed on how you felt in the workplace?
Well, things got complicated later that season. Y'all know it was 2020, right?
Yeah,
So
the world was
we had a pandemic.
crazy spot.
There was the tragic murder of your friend, George Floyd. A lot of difficult conversations with this country.
Pause. I know a lot of y'all, let me come up for this real quick, man. I know a lot of y'all, when y'all just heard me say what I said when I said Stephen, my twin brother is George Floyd, looking ass boy, Jackson. I know a lot of y'all probably was just like, this nigga Bird is talking about. But listen, I mean, I know a lot of y'all probably are privy to this information as well, but I'm pretty sure that most of y'all aren't aware of how deeply involved Stephen Jackson was with that whole entire situation with George Floyd and what happened that day in Milwaukee. But another topic for another day. I just wanted to pitch on that real quick though. But Stephen Jackson knows something, man. He ain't saying something, man. I'm gonna just say that. Let's go.
looking itself in the face, seeing what had to change and be different. And the New York Times did an expose in July of 2020 on racism at ESPN and the lack of opportunities for people of color. And the executives at ESPN said what I think people would expect, all the right things about we'd like to give more people more opportunities. We're continuing to grow, all of those things. And around the same time, I got a phone call asking me, would I step aside for Maria to host the NBA Finals and have me go back to being a sideline reporter? And they stressed it was my choice. They weren't telling me to do this because it was in my contract, but they were putting a lot of pressure on me. You know, I was being told, well, you're not a team player, which any woman in business knows is code, right? Women are supposed to be kumbaya and team players and helpful, and men are aggressive sharks and all of that. And I just felt like, hey, I worked so long, decades for this job. I have done everything that was asked. We put on some great shows leading up to the playoffs, and I wanted a chance to do it. And at this time, I was also getting ready to leave for the bubble and went down there, and it was a different set of equipment than I had been using to broadcast at home. So my very first day, I'm there, I'm using the new equipment, and I didn't know that if you leave a particular app running in the background, that the line from my hotel room, looking into my hotel room to Bristol, would stay open. So I thought I was done for the day. I did the things you would do on your first day in a hotel room. I spent hours unpacking, called my husband, talked to my kids, called some friends, called my doctor. And unfortunately, that entire time, nobody back at ESPN told me that there was an open line to my hotel room and anyone who looked at the feed could see me. No one shut it off. Decided, oh, she clearly doesn't know she's being watched unpacking or doing all these other things. And at least one person decided to just sit and watch and started spying on me like I was their own personal television show. And when they heard something they thought was juicy, they picked up their cell phone and they started recording my conversation on their cell phone.
A personal conversation?
Yeah, this was a conversation between me and a friend who talked about a lot of different things. But then he brought up the article that had been in the paper about the lack of opportunities for people of color at ESPN. And we started talking about how my situation may intersect with some of the race and gender history of a network that is, again, well documented, is complicated history with both of those kinds of things and those issues. So we started talking about it, and I want to try to get, if I have it here, exactly what I said, because I think there's a lot of confusion
Rachel came
over
prepared.
that, and there's been a lot of bad headlines.
So let's get it clear.
So let's just get it clear.
Right.
So here it is. I called Maria Taylor incredibly talented. Then I said, I wish Maria Taylor all the success in the world. She covers football, she covers basketball. If you need to give her more things to do because you, ESPN, are feeling pressure about your crappy long-time record on diversity, which, by the way, I know personally from the female side, well, then go for it. Just find it somewhere else. You're not going to find it from me taking my thing away. This is in my contract. This job is in my contract in writing. And I want to just kind of touch on the female side of it, part of that quote, and the frustration in my voice when I was talking about it, because you guys are players. You know what it's like for women in this business.
Yeah.
And y'all know when I started, I mean, things are a lot better now than when I started 25 years ago. And I have been through a lot. I have fought through a lot of things in this business to get to where I am. And to me, it felt like, hey, if you have a problem, if it is this article, if it is something else, whatever it is, why are you coming to the two women here to solve it? Like, why is this a switch? And, you know, one thing I said in that conversation that didn't get publicized as much is, you know, Maria worked on college football at the time. She was the sideline reporter on college football, and Reese Davis was the host, just like I was the host of the NBA Finals and the host of the NBA pregame show. And I asked my friend on the phone, I said, do you think ESPN would ever say to Reese Davis, hey, we want to give Maria this opportunity. You go be the sideline reporter. Do you guys think that would ever happen?
I don't.
Y'all think that would ever happen?
Yeah.
You think that would ever happen?
No, not at all. Hell no. I mean, it's never happened to anybody.
I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, she was definitely set up. They was watching
Definitely,
her from the
Inspector
time.
Gadget. Definitely.
So my thing is this, and this is where I say black people can't have it both ways. This is, I mean, we can't do this, man. To have everybody walking on eggshells around us and move with this kind of entitlement to be blind to. All right, let's just say she did say something racist. Let's just go on that limb, which you clearly see she didn't say anything racist. She just felt like she earned her spot. But let's just play devil's advocate. Let's just say she did. She is in her room now. I know a lot of women, and they're so uptight about the Me Too movement. Me Too movement. Me Too this. Me Too that. And I get it. But where was the Me Too when this happened?
They were absolutely nowhere.
This was violation of a woman's privacy. She could have been walking around. They could have been watching her. They definitely was watching her moving around naked. Because like she said, this was going on for days.
Right.
A live feed just going on. Nobody ever hit her up to say, hey, you could turn the feed off like this. Like, we see you. Like, nobody. So you got a guy that's watching this feed all day in, all day out. While you getting dressed, you taking showers, you having personal conversations with your family. Nobody said it. This is where I said the media is controlling.
The sound going out, bro.
Huh?
The sound's going out.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, so nobody even stopped to ask the question like, yo, why were y'all even looking at her? Like, how did y'all even get like to see her? How did y'all get this conversation? Nobody was in uproar with her having her personal life violated. You know? And this is the thing, like I said, black people want it both ways. Like, and women, they flip. That's one thing, you know, when Verge talk about like victimhood, and this goes with men and women, but in this situation, it plays off of women because I felt like women should have stepped up for her way tougher, but they are, you know, emotions. Unfortunately, people react off emotions and not what's the reality.
Right.
And the reality of this situation is that she didn't say nothing that wasn't wrong that any of us wouldn't have felt if we were in that same exact position. That's the reality. The only reason why she was even put like this is because she's a white woman who spoke on a race issue, which why can't white people speak on race issues? They're people just like us. Why can't they speak on race issues? Why can't why can't they feel like they've also worked hard to get to where they are? You know, she didn't take their spot. They took her spot.
Right.
And she's been there. So, you know, we look at it like that. That's one thing. Then the other thing is like the women's movement. Y'all talk about, you know, now with the one girl, Erin Andrews, when that happened with the peeping Tom dude, like y'all was ready to throw dude under the jail. Now where is the uproar for this lady who was violated for days in the bubble?
Today's oppressor becomes tomorrow's victim, man. This is very dangerous, y'all. I want y'all to know that. I want y'all to know that this is very, very dangerous, man. You hear me?
You know?
We have to be fair across the board, man. You feel me?
I mean, I don't know what she had to do. You know what, Inspector Gadget, really, that don't got nothing to do with nothing. I mean, because obviously we see it happens on both sides. Women, men, you know, they do what they do, man. We grown up. So whatever you got to do to get, like, I ain't saying that's what you got to do, but shit, 20 years in the game, it ain't about sucking or fucking nobody to get to where you get to.
And even if she did, but listen though, even if she did, right, Just imagine doing all of that, and just for some little really not qualified little black chicks to come take your spot, just because they're black, not because they're qualified for the position, not because they put in the work, not because they did what you did. And see, this is what I'm saying, man. So even if that was the scenario, right? Look, right? Today's oppressor becomes tomorrow's victim, right? And this is what I'll be telling you about this whole bullshit thing about racism, man. Of course, it's real and it exists in this reality as we perceive it anyway. Of course, it does.
Yes.
I'm not saying that. Come on, y'all. Be adults. What we're saying is it's a tool being used and has been being used since time immemorial to keep people separated. Because why?
Yeah, don't let propaganda
Yeah,
confuse you with reality.
yeah, don't do that though. And what's the reason that they want us to be separated? That's obvious.
It's easier to conquer when everybody's divided. But that, that's different. You know what I mean? All right, so Inspector Gadget said, is she saying allegedly there was video or just audio of her hotel? How did she not know a camera was on? Was it hitting or just sitting out? So in the bubble, this was when the NBA was basically shut down and they were doing the playoffs.
Right.
So they put everybody on the campus and you couldn't come in or come out. Like you had to go like a 2-week vet period before you can even come in because of the COVID at this time.
Right. I
What
remember
they
that.
did, they personally they gave everybody, because you can't move in and out. So ESPN Studios was basically in there. So the reporters like her and the women and men that were reporting were there. So they set up, like, if you do like a personal interview, how they do, they set up personal like interview equipment in their room so they can still do their streams and keep the show moving while they were in the bubble. So she was one of the few selected to participate and report in the bubble because it wasn't a lot of people allowed in there.
Right.
And what was happening is this equipment, you're supposed to just be able to hit a button to turn it off.
Right.
Which she thought she had done,
Right.
which that's what they showed her, but it kept a constant live feed in her room.
Yeah. That's how you know it was done on purpose. Listen here, y'all. This
And
technology.
and remember this, it didn't drop for a whole year. Somebody sat on that tape for a whole year until the Black Lives Movement got to the height. When we heard about it, there was an article wrote 6 months before then, and it happened 6 months before that. So
Damn.
let's the dots were so easy to connect, but they play on people's emotional heartstrings, and propaganda kills y'all every fucking
Every
time.
time. That shit's terrible. And and I always say this too. This is a prime example, and this is why we're having this show tonight too on this topic, because this is a prime example of the media being used to destroy the media. I've been talking about this. These talking heads that they got the nerve to call themselves journalists, right? These goddamn knucklehead ass, unresearched, uninformed, ill-informed, no critical thinking ability, bad, pushing the narrative ass, fake journalists. You hear me? Don't do no research or nothing. They just get their papers and they read off of it, and that's what it is. Rip and read is what it's called. Right?
And Rachel stayed, like, as you can see, she stays prepared. She don't, like you said, Stack, she don't talk off subject. She don't dive into shit she don't know about, and she doesn't react emotional when she gives her sporting reports.
Right.
And those are some, and she, keeps it as real to what she believes as she can, which is what I respect out of the reporters that report anything to me, not just sports.
Right.
Those are the components that you want. Somebody that's going to be real with you. They're not going to try to react emotionally when they're giving these reports. And they're not going to just say something because that's the cool thing to say at the very moment.
Right.
Which is what a lot of people like to hear. Like during the Black Lives Movement, they got so many people because they were just saying what you wanted to hear. And they was pulling this fucking rug underneath your feet. And people just went for it and still go for it. They mad at Kanye today. And I'm like, but you was just deciphering the Jay-Z verse 2 weeks ago? Y'all motherfuckers is crazy out here, man. Get the fuck out of here. That's why I'm trying not to even get into that, because when I start talking, it's like y'all had all these think pieces on the Jay-Z verse, and then y'all want to go at Kanye, cancel Kanye. That was the hot thing today. Oh, I not fucking with Kanye. This why I don't fuck with Kanye. But y'all was the same niggas just deciphering the Jay-Z verse last week.
Like he said something super slick and out of this world. It's like, oh my God.
It ain't even about that. It ain't even about that. It's about the behind the scenes. Like, but that's another thing. Like, y'all don't know how Jay-Z moves and how he has moved. And like I said, I don't judge none of these artists or people for what they do. I look at the art and I respect the art, just like a painting. You know, you drop an album, you drop clothes or whatever you drop. That's your art. That's what I respect. That's what I know. I don't know you. I
But
don't.
yeah, we do know them though.
Not really. I don't
Yeah,
chill
really,
with you.
we do. We know a lot about them. I think we know more about them than what we like to be led to believe that we do. These
But I
people
feel
are
like,
put on the public eye, right?
for
Now,
me, I feel like you could see and you could hear me talk on these sites. You could do all this, but you don't know me.
no, we
You
don't
know
know
of
all
me.
aspects of you, but we know this
You
aspect of
know
you. So
of
in that
me.
sense, we know you.
But this ain't me. This is my I mean, it is me
It's an
because
aspect of you. It's a part of you. It's
it's
not
a
the
part.
entirety of you, though.
But the real me is something that you gotta come and get to know.
So you saying this version of you that we're getting is the fake version of you?
It's not the fake version because I always present myself in the truth and my truth. But
What
at the
about
end of the day,
what about this though? And what about the truth though? Because that's the only truth that actually matters.
well, the thing is, people have their own beliefs of the truth, so that's tainted already.
Yeah, but that doesn't negate the fact of the unadulterated truth. Like, let me give you an example. 2 + 2 = what?
It's going to equal 4.
And I don't care in this dimension, in another reality, 2 + 2 is always going to be a 4. That's a fact. That's known and it's constant.
But you got to remember, everybody doesn't think like a 2.
I mean, of course, everybody doesn't think like a 2, but that doesn't matter if they don't think like a 2. It's still 2 + 2 = 4. No matter if you agree with it, think about it, however you try to view it and skew it, it's still going to be 4.
Yeah.
So with
But
that
you
being
can't.
said, though,
Yeah.
with that being said, you hear me? 2 + 2 = 4, bro.
Yeah, but at the same time, I feel like, all right, we'll take this for example. I remember when you had a lot of people in uproar, and they were saying all this shit, and I remember I get pissed because I defend my people, and I was pissed, and people would say all kind of shit like this, that, stacks of this, and I'm like, you don't fucking even know him. Shut the fuck up. Like, I was like really going in comments telling
I
them,
appreciate that, man.
like you motherfucker, you don't know shit. Like, I know my nigga, you don't know shit. Like, fuck what you, and that's what I'm saying. Like, people think that they know you or could judge you off of like a clip or even this video. Like, you couldn't judge us off of a video we made just like this without having to come and have a conversation with us. You may disagree with some of the things we say and think it may not be right. Whatever. Like I said, everybody's truth ain't the same. They vision ain't the same. Yeah, 2 + 2 = 4, but everybody don't think that this is a 2. Some people thinking, or they see a 3. With
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's all well and good. Yeah, we know that, but it don't matter
some
if
people
they think
can't do
it's a 3.
math.
Listen here, y'all. Listen. It don't matter if you think it's a 3 or whatever the fuck you think it is. This is what matters right here. 2 + 2 = 4. It's always going to be 4. It don't matter how you feel about it. Who cares how you feel about it? Us as men, we need to start talking about what we think versus what we feel. You hear me? Because it don't matter how we feel unless it's amongst like me and L. But to the mass overwhelming majority of everything, how we feel individually, it just don't matter. And that's why we need to really have conversations like this and use this stuff right here as an example, because this is what this is all going to. This is 2 + 2 = 5 type shit. And over here at A Real Talk, we ain't going for it. 2 + 2 is going to always be 4. I don't give a damn how any of y'all feel about it. It don't matter how you feel. It's 4. And it's always going to be 4 unless, even in its inverse, right? Now, walk with me when I'm about to say what I'm about to say. Even in its inverse, -2 plus -2 equals -4. So no matter how you slice it, 2 plus 2 is 4. And it's always going to be that. Let's watch some more of the video.
I don't.
They don't say that to men.
Mm-mm.
So when I said go somewhere else, when I was feeling so frustrated, that's what I was talking about. And things kind of progressed to ESPN. HR did a full investigation into it. They told me that I had done nothing wrong that required any kind of discipline. Then 6 months later, they actually gave me a contract extension and
Got a
a
point,
raise.
Inspector Gadget.
And they actually elevated Maria in that same period as well. So I thought we had put things behind us. And unfortunately, I think there were still some people who had bad feelings, and they held on to this tape for a year, just kept it in their pocket. And then when there was a point they wanted some leverage with their own situations, they fed it to the press.
Wow. Let's stop it right there. Now, I'm going to say this, man, right? That is very immoral, unethical, disrespectful, and very, very illegal. You hear me? And I don't remember hearing anything from Rachel Nichols about her like pursuing any litigation or anything about that. El, can you add to that, El?
This is the first time she spoke, like they said. Like I respect that she ain't say nothing. Like,
man, Rachel Nichols is a G, man.
Yeah, she ain't say nothing. And the first
She
people
kept it all the way gangster.
Yeah, the first people she came and talked to was two of the realest reporters in the game right now. She ain't talking to nobody. And I like that.
Yeah, I
like
respect
that
that.
about her.
I gotta say that. I respect she can't listen. And not to make things about color though, but you know what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about when we be talking about what we be talking about. My nigga Mr. O in the building.
She moved calculated. She didn't move off emotion stack. So that's where she won at. That's why she is now at Showtime. Because if she would have moved like the normal person emotionally,
right,
she would have got blackballed out the game and never been able to do anything again.
She played it smart.
You gotta play it smart. It's chess, not checkers, and a lot of people play checkers in life all the time and don't
You
understand.
Want to know what helped her out though, El? I'm pretty sure this was a big part in her decision to remain silent and play the smart role. She has a husband. She's married.
Yeah, definitely.
Wonder who this guy is, because that's crazy. I respect her for coming to this platform. You know what I'm saying? To talk about this. That's a beautiful thing. I respect that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she said, "Fuck everybody. I'm not going on Good Morning America.
None of that shit.
I'm not going to Gail. I'm not going to Oprah. I'm not going to this where they can make it seem like I'm a victim. Like she didn't. Like she said, she never wanted to be a victim. She never wanted none of that.
She just wanted was part of her contract, right? El, it was in her contract, y'all. What?
She just got a contract 6 months after they even.
That's crazy to me, yo.
They gave her another contract after they spoke to her about this.
Yeah.
After behind the scenes, and then when the tape leaked, then they like, oh man, you know what? You know,
I need you to go ahead and sit on the sideline, and we're gonna let baby girl come up in.
Bro, that's some fucked up shit, bro.
Hey, man, I done quit too. Like, fuck y'all, man.
Man, you talking about flipping tables over, bro.
We would have been like Yeshua in the temple up in that joint. You hear me, man?
But like I said, because she was white, and she said something that black people didn't want to hear at that time because of what was going on. Like ESPN played it perfectly. They played off the emotional heartstrings of our people, and our people fell for it, man. I hate to say it, every time it happens so easily too, man. It's shit like this that is so clear cut and dry where you could see, like this wasn't even something hard to even see, like
at all.
Like the media, they're feeding us propaganda easily. Like this was one of the easiest propagandas to ever see call out. And all I seen on Facebook,
Twitter, Instagram.
I
Oh,
remember.
Rachel's a racist. She's a
She's
racist.
racist.
Man,
She
get
didn't
the
say
fuck.
anything racist though. She didn't say anything derogatory about black people or anything.
No.
Like that's crazy to me, man. That is
And
crazy. That's
the tape with it.
insane.
The people got to listen to the tape and still made that assumption because that's what the propaganda told them to
That's
believe.
what y'all was told to think, man. Y'all was told to think Rachel Nichols is a racist when she's anything but the sort. Look where she came to tell her story at.
And these are the guys she put on too. Not only did she just come to tell her story, she came to do it with the people that she put on to help further their careers after basketball. Because y'all got to remember, after basketball, a lot of these guys don't know what the fuck to do.
Right.
A lot of these guys go broke within 5 to 7 years on average.
Right.
She helped these guys find their way after the NBA to become, to me, my two favorite guys to talk about basketball. Two of my favorite. Two, I would say it's about 5 different guys I rock with. Them,
Right.
JJ Redick, which is a white boy. He's dope at it. And it's a couple other little ones that I like. Draymond Green got a good show, but I like the guys that keep it real at all costs. And that's the way I like reporting. And I like the way this new, what they call the new media, the way it reports. So I don't know. So he's saying, so Inspector got it. So is now she on the media rounds, or are these only 2 people, former athletes turned podcasters she is speaking to? She hasn't done a media run at all. These are the only time she's even spoke on it. So, I'm not gonna say.
So she basically just did this off of the strength of the love she got for Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes, then, right?
Yeah, so she put them on, and now they showing their respect because she put them on and helped put them in this position. So they reached out to her to bring her on. Now she actually is running Showtime Sports now. She's like one of the head people running Showtime Sports. It's them, KG, they just got Paul Pierce, and they got Allen Iverson. Some of the realest guys out there to talk about sports.
So
All of my,
Showtime is ran by who? I'm gonna have to look into who Showtime is. That
I'm not sure, but I
who they
like
connected with?
they got some good guys. Cause you gotta think Kevin Garnett is one of those guys that ain't gonna be controlled on what he says. He just Kevin Garnett. That's what I'm saying, man. Steven Jackson, Matt Barnes, these guys aren't controlled with the way they speak. They speak the way they speak and analyze it from the way they. And this is why I rock with these guys when they like I said, if y'all ain't sports people, if you gonna listen to people who give you sports news and report it, and if you want to watch interviews that are real interviews that ask real questions, All the Smoke podcast is technically the best sports podcast to go on. There's no better sports podcast you could go on, and that's flat out. There's none even close. Maybe JJ Redick, his podcast, but these 2 guys, this All the Smoke, is the best podcast when it comes to sports, even entertainment, because they interview entertainers, actors, some of your favorite people, and they ask the questions that have the best interviews to me when it comes to that, because they ask the questions you want to hear. They're not scared to, and I like that. But nah, she's not doing media rounds. So, like I said, she hasn't done it for a year. If it was like if you look at Maria Taylor and Malika Andrews, they did media rounds.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you're not asking the right questions, Inspector Gadget. You should ask who was doing media rounds in this situation. Not was she doing media rounds. Who was doing media rounds? They all did media rounds. They all bashed her into the ground. She never did that too. These are the 2 former athletes that she actually put on in this position. So respect was given. She gave respect to them by bringing them on, respecting them to show them the craft of being on TV. And now they're returning the favor after seeing her stay quiet for so long. And now they brought her on to run their network. Their show that they built. They built Showtime Sports up, basically. These 2 guys built Showtime Sports. Showtime Sports was nothing before they got there, except for boxing. That's the only time you watch it. You didn't watch. There was no basketball, none of that.
Right.
She don't got a book coming out. She don't need to write a book. She's still writing her book. She's just now getting on with this. Now I bet Malika Andrews will have a book coming out, or Marie Thayer. You know,
A book
you
about
Man,
yeah. So, like I just think a lot of black people, man. One thing we do, we always want to look and look for racism and all this, and that's not where this came from. If she was trying to benefit financially, she could have been did that. She could have flipped the whole script and like fuck y'all and went and got you see how they give people who they think racist these big ass deals to do shit. She could have went left field if she wanted to,
Yeah.
but I think people see just because she's white and it's
Like a
fucked up.
white lady can't have integrity.
That's fucked up to me, man. But that's how a lot of our people think, man. We just and we get this self entitlement, and yeah, I love us, I respect this, but that's one thing we gotta stop doing is just feeling like if you ain't black, you ain't worthy. We're all worthy. We're all worthy of greatness and all worthy of our talents being expressed the best way it can be. And we're all made in God's image. And if you believe that you're made in God's image, then you shouldn't look at any other person that was made in God's image as a damning person or you damning yourself. I don't judge anybody. Never will, never have. And the reason I will never judge anybody is because who am I? You know what I mean? Then I'm taking the power out of God's hands, and I'm not God. That's
My
his
nigga
job.
Mr. O in the building was good.
Mr. O with the deal. What's good? What's
what
good?
it do? What's happening, Joe? What's happening, Verge? What happening, King L?
What's
Yeah,
good, brother?
I was just listening in the background. I got a little bit of this interview. You know what I'm saying? She's stated her case, I might say, and she's right. You know, I got another caveat for y'all, and I think I mentioned this on Red Stream in the chat box before. I have noticed that the majority of B dubs that work for ESPN that go hard at black men, they all with Chad.
You
No
said they
bullshit.
all with who?
They all with Chad and Brad.
Oh yeah.
Malika, what her name? Malika Andrews.
Andrews. Oh, she got a white wife for her husband.
Yeah, boy. Look, no. She's dating another
Dating.
co-person on ESPN that's happened to be white.
What
was the other one that had that talk show with my boy? They had he used to wear J's with his suit all the time. I can't think of her.
Jamel.
Yep.
Jermaine Hill. Me and Bird, I was telling him about her.
Yeah.
They got her ass up off the station because she was talking about Trump.
Yeah.
But she wants to be with another Chad. And another one. Pretty much every woman on ESPN, excluding only a few, are dating Chad that are of our hue. And they all have the same tagline. They'll date Chad, but talk bad about the black man.
That's crazy.
They even go hard at the black man, but won't go hard at Brad.
You gotta be fair. So basically what I hear y'all saying is they lambast black male on their shows, but they don't lambast the white players or even other racist players as equal or even less.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's absolutely insane.
Is it really, Verge? I mean,
so you saying, so hold on, let me take it a step further. So you saying I would not find any footage of Malika Andrews lambasting any other but black men?
Oh yeah, she just bashed the new coach. When she introduced the new coach for the Celtics, she brought up his jail record.
Damn.
Like, what the fuck that got to do with him getting hired?
Yeah, that's crazy.
And you see how she did old Stephen A. Smith trying to son. She trying to son one of the most popular anchors on any station, let alone ESPN. One of them, ain't he like the highest paid ESPN anchor on that station?
He the highest paid sports analyst out there, period.
And you want
to talk about Stephen A. Snitch?
Yeah, you remember we was talking about that last week?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you, bro. Like, she really ran up on, he's the guy of sports. The guy.
The guy.
MJ. Our MJ of sports reporting. Right.
She disrespected him on his own show.
Yeah, that was just crazy. That was just outlandish right there.
On his own. How many black dudes, you know, got their own show that's actually doing numbers?
Right.
And on one of the most premier channels on the globe. And he want to disrespect this man.
And he even let her do it. He didn't even.
Yeah. He just let her
cut
sit there and do it too.
He
had to. You know why? Yeah. Even though he is the highest paid reporting analyst of any kind, he's still a black man. There's still a Me Too era, and there's still a popular opinion. So
he got her together though.
Oh, he did.
Yeah,
he got her together.
He did it way in a PG version way, but I know.
Yeah. I just like that he even did it because like Kendrick Perkins let it slide.
Right. And you can see it in his face too, right where his beard line and you can see his cheeks flaring up. People would be like, bitch.
Oh yeah.
Why?
See, yeah.
Why?
Did y'all peep that when y'all seen Kendrick Perkins? Y'all seen Perkins?
Kendrick said he's another real one. He's another real reporter, you know.
That boy was about to call that girl bitch like it was. He's like, bitch, you don't even know what the fuck you talking about. I know. He's like, I know. I got inside information. Ain't no, I'm spitting straight facts. There's no conjecture or nothing I'm spitting over here.
She got lucky that the way that she came at Kendrick wasn't Stephen A. because you got to remember Stephen A. from New York, Kendrick from down south. So Kendrick come, down south boys, you come with a little different respect factor, and we might let the shit slide.
Southern hospitality,
right?
You know what I mean? So she caught Kendrick on the right day,
right?
Let's just say that. Let her have done that to like Stephen A. or East Coast cat or something like that. Cause the way she came at Kendrick, she just like he telling her he got the facts, and she basically she told her I don't give a fuck about your facts. This is what it is. Because it was her show. So now she was able to flex her nuts a little different because on the Stephen A, she just had to kind of take it. But on her show, she cut his whole segment short.
Just like Tammy Mack did to Umar Johnson, huh?
Right. Yeah. That's fucked
hey,
up.
Cynthia G, let's go and talk about you deleting Black Boy. We ain't got enough time for that. That was a show.
That's the straight how they do it, man. That was the same exact situation, man. You hear me? Man, and I want y'all to be able to understand what's happening with this, what this is doing to our collective psyche. I want y'all to understand what this is doing, man. This is messing our mind. This is breaking our mind up into even more smaller.
Verge, people got to actually think to have a psyche, bro. You forgot. These people don't think.
Right. Exactly, and that's the point of continuously breaking up the psyche, so it loses the ability to think because there's so many compartments to where it don't even know who it is, and can barely identify with what it is because what it is can be programmed through the various many compartments, alters, short for altered states of awareness, being formed by this cognitive dissonance. 2 + 2 = 5 bullshit.
Yeah, because what Malika said,
they can't say 4.5. I'll let them slide with 4.5. They want to say 5.
Like, goddamn, man, could we get at least have the 4 in the damn equation? Goddamn,
man,
crazy, man. Let's watch a little bit more of the video, y'all.
It would make too much sense, Mr. Info.
And the story that ran again in the New York Times. And I will say now what I said then, which is I feel very sorry that any of this touched Maria Taylor because she's a fellow woman in this business. It wasn't her fault what was going on. I wasn't talking about her actions. I was talking about someone else. And to even bring her into it, that was a mistake on my part. And if I caused her to be upset in any way, that stinks. I don't want to be that person, right? I don't want to do that. So I called, I texted, I asked our supervisors to set up a meeting, and I was just told she wasn't interested in talking to me, which is, of course, that's her thing. And I thought that when this became public, I should also apologize on air. And I did that.
Imagine yourself working somewhere 25 years for a job, and they want to use you as a scapegoat to fix something that they've been fucking up for years. It don't work like that, and that's not fair to nobody of no race. And that's how I took it. You know what I mean? And it just wasn't right. And that's why I didn't mind jumping out there and standing up for you, because I love you and I know you. And like we said earlier, we wouldn't be here without you. But people just got to put themselves in somebody else's shoes sometimes before you just jump out there and judge and just and make it racial. You know what I'm saying? If I would be upset the same goddamn way if I've been working my life for a job for 20 years, and just because you've been messing something up your whole last 20 years, you want to use my situation to make it look better and make me take a step back on the job that I've been working for. It don't work like that. And that wasn't fair. So I understood it. And that's why I stood up for you.
Well, it was especially too in a time where there was so much racial tension.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, we knew what was in the air at the time. So that's why I kind of felt like, and that's what media, I mean, I had to learn the hard way on the Ime Udoka thing. You know, I jumped out there without knowing everything and tried to be like, you know, if this is what I think it is from what everyone else is hearing.
Stop. Prime example, what I be talking about with niggas like, and I want y'all to understand, I'm not specifically talking about just Matt Barnes. He just happens to be the example, right? He started off with how I feel, strike number one. And then he's jumping out of the tree, speaking publicly on the situation that he does not have all the information on, as if he does, emotionally, like how a woman would do, or a female would do, I should say. And now you got him. Okay, now we can, and it's cool because when you make a mistake and it's a good thing to apologize. That's a natural thing to do as a human, period. But as a man, though, men don't do that. We don't speak on things which we don't know about as if we do. You hear me?
Bro, a lot of motherfuckers do now. I don't
Yeah,
know.
but see, like I said, the key word I'm saying is men. That's the key word I'm saying is men.
I'm just trying to tell society. Motherfuckers talk about what they don't know.
We already aware of how society get down. But we're talking about men though.
Yeah, men. Shit, men be the most starting these conversations. Shit, I seen more men talking about Kanye today than women. Men be it's funny because Brittany Womack made a post about men being more emotional than women, and when I originally seen it, I was like, "Get the fuck out of here."
Some men are more emotional than or as emotional as women, but men though, like that's let me run that back. Males, right? I see I gotta do a part 2 on the difference between females and women and males and men, as if they're the same thing when they're not. Right? All males or all men are males, but not all males are men. Right? And when it comes to this guy, Matt Barnes, and not even just specifically him, but guys like him, which we all know, right? I'll just point this out, how this, not even a physical, but a mental demasculization, man. Psychologically. This is what I talk about, psychological transgenderism. You hear me? And it's being put on display in so many ways, man. You hear me? And I want y'all to understand, I want y'all to over and out understand how on a what they say subconscious level this is affecting us, especially collectively. You hear me? And this is why our society is the way it is, man. You know what I mean? And we have to call this stuff out, you know what I'm saying? Call things out, you know what I'm saying, that be not as though they were. You hear me? Because with this, what we're seeing right now, with this, especially with this Rachel Nichols situation, we're seeing like I tell y'all, the establishment of the Ministry of Truth. This lady had her whole business recorded for how long?
Shit, it had to be about 3-4 months.
You know what I'm saying? No one told her, as this was just being recorded, as if this is a weird version of you know what I'm saying, what's the movie with my man Jim Carrey in it, man?
Well, you know, that's like my show Big Brother, where they recording.
No, I'm just talking about like with my man Jim Carrey. What's that movie called? Slipping my mind right now.
You talking about the joint where he was like
the Truman Show.
The Fake Town, yeah,
The
Truman Show.
Truman Show.
One of my favorite movies.
Yeah, one of the illest movies ever, man. Listen, she had her on some Truman Show type stuff without her knowledge. Conjured up a story to make it seem like she was making some racial comments. Like, come on, man.
People ran with it though, man.
Ran with it too, man. And like I just say, this is the breaking up of the psyche, man. This to let you know that they coming for all of us. This should dispel that whole thing we call racism, stuff like this right here. And it's happening more than what we would like to think it isn't. It just doesn't get reported on. Because you know, Rachel Nichols clearly has integrity. And she just didn't run to all the little media pundits and platforms. She kept her because she knew what she was doing. Salute to Rachel Nichols, man. Let's finish watching some more of the video, man. This
is not all that bad, and then I kind of hear, and I'm just like, oh shit, you know what I mean? But it's the media will take stuff, and we know we're all a part of the media. The media will take stuff and take what they need and run with it. You know what I mean? And no matter who it hurts or affects, it's not about being right. It's about being first. You know, so who wants to be able to break that?
I will say that in the days after all of this sort of became more public.
Y'all peep what Matt Barnes just said?
He just told you that they be creating propaganda and y'all go with it. He telling y'all. I could even show y'all another interview. Maybe on Friday, I'll show y'all the Kyrie interview where he was on a Twitch live stream and he started talking about the media. And all of a sudden, his Twitch kept going down. And the dude made a
they
joke.
good for that, man.
One of the Twitch dudes made a joke like, "Oh, Kyrie can't, you know, like you can't be speaking against the masses. They're gonna keep getting you." And then Kyrie was like, "Bro, you can't say that. You know, you can't say that." And then next thing you know, they cut him off again. They kept kicking him off Twitch. But that's a whole other story. We'll talk about that. That just happened last week. Check that out if y'all want to see that interview, though. It's like a.
Who was it though, him?
It was Kyrie Irving. He was on the Twitch stream with like 4 different. It was 4 of them. It was 3 different dudes. It's like they all got like over 1 billion streams all put together.
Well,
And
they was playing a game or something.
Nah, they was just having a conversation because the NBA, you know, preseason about to start. So last week having a conversation.
Oh, it already started. It already started. My Bulls already lost.
Yeah, my Brooklyn lost too. So shit, it is what it is. But yeah, so they was on the live stream, and then Kyrie hops on, and he just starts chopping it up with him. You know what I mean? And was talking, and then he started talking about the media. And when he starts talking about the media, you know, he didn't want to go. You could tell he didn't want to give up too much, but he was saying, you know, when he used to talk, it was because he was using his media training. Right. Now he's like, they train you in the media how to talk in front of cameras and what to say, how to say it, how to deflect certain shit. Like, he's like, they really teach us how to do that. And then now y'all seeing the version of me that is uncut. But this is the one that the media hates. That's why they always on my ass. And then this shit start cutting out.
Ooh, I like how you just said that, bro. You know what? YouTube channel I just got acquainted with, and whoever run that channel, I gotta thank them and I gotta give them kudos. It's a channel called Industry Hoax, and they have they also known as Tupac Hoax. They basically show you all the media tricks, hoax actors, crisis actors, and everything. They even expose the same parish crooks as a government agent. They did a whole docu-series, man. You gotta check that out, Virgil. It blew my mind. See, I knew there was something about Tupac, especially after he had died. But that's another topic for another day. But you know what I'm saying? But that media, these people talking about, man, these are the best directors in the real world. Literally, listen what I said, in the real world.
Mm-hmm. And they always show us too with movies like The Truman Show. You hear me? Movies like The Matrix. You hear me? What my brother Mr. O just said, man. Listen, man. When I went to media school, I had the privilege of, you know what I'm saying, being exposed to some information through the people who work there about movies and stuff like that. And I'm telling y'all, man, and this also stuff I've been in the research to already. Like I told y'all, when I was in the joint, I had subscriptions to Wired, Popular Mechanics, and Popular Science magazine. You know what I'm saying? Telling you, I knew this was coming a long time ago just by reading the magazines right there. They promoted it heavy. You know what I'm talking about? And when it comes to the media, man, media is named after Medea or Medea, the Greek demon goddess. You hear me? Do your research into her. I just told y'all about that the other night. And that's the media right there. Everything that experiences in this reality is demonic and inverted in its nature. It's a copy of the original version. I want y'all to understand when I say that, what I mean when I say that, man. We live in a completely inverted reality. You hear me? And so when you find out about stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, when you think about what's going on with this, with situations like this especially, you know what I'm saying, it's crumbling. It's notice that everything is consolidating, and be able to correlate and connect that into relation to what we're talking about. You hear me? And the domino effect of that. You know what I'm saying? In order to build, we have to destroy. I said that earlier, right? So in order for the new system to come in, they have to destroy the old one. And we're watching the destruction of the old system. And this is everything right here. You know, we make it seem like black folks is the only one who get this. Nah, this is a white lady. She got treated just like how black folks get treated. Now,
hey, you know what? It was so crazy. That's look, I'm about to be finished with media school in a couple of weeks. I might have to call you to help me with my website. I got to launch for my little capstone project. But anyway, yeah, man. Well, I got exposed to what a media school taught us, and just with my own.
You breaking up a little bit, oh.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you good to go.
All right. So watching news stories now, Verge, it's like I'm looking for this actor. I'm looking for trying to read off the screen, and, you know, they body language, because this shit can't try no more.
You borging up,
right,
you sounded like the Borg from Star Trek: The Next Generation, man. Resistance is futile. We have come to assimilate you into our hive mind collective. Y'all remember that shit? Huh? Y'all thought I just was saying that shit just to be slick? Nah. Remember the Borg from Star Trek: The Next Generation? I know I'm not the only person that watched that shit.
No, I used to watch
Nope, you ain't.
What you saying, Mr.
Remember the Borg from Star Trek: The Next Generation? They flew around in space in black cubes, Kabbas, right? And they were of a hive mind collective controlled by what? Artificial intelligence that went around the universe hijacking carbon-based sentient beings into its hive mind collective. They've been showing us.
That sounds like the Anunnaki. They sound like the Anunnaki.
Yeah, that too. All right. Y'all thought I just was trying to say some slick shit, huh? No, everything's connected.
That's true. Nah.
Right. Let's get back to some of this Go Schmitty-o.
I was really moved by you. Matt, you got on a plane at 5 in the morning to come be next to me on television.
Yeah, I remember.
And
you made sure to think about it when we were out in Phoenix, right?
Yep. And with no hesitation.
Yeah, I talked to him in Perk that morning.
Yeah, well, because I mean, we know it's always hard because, you know, obviously this is a crazy business. The NBA is a crazy business, but you really find very few real friends. I'm cool with everybody, but real friends is hard to come by. So when I started hearing, you know, that Rachel's racist and this is not, just like, fuck no. And that's why I felt like I had to speak on it. Like I said, you kind of, you know, you definitely helped start Jack and with the jump at the same time. And then as soon as I was ready to come, like, you were like almost a mother figure from a standpoint, you know, this is your camera. If you need help with this, I'll practice, you know, call me. Here's my cell phone. We can do that. I'm just like, oh, shit.
And let me pause that. Oh. Hey, oh.
Yeah.
Now, we don't do victimhood over here, man. I'm gonna just say this. This is not a disclaimer. I just gotta say it because I know how you sensitive people are out here in this digital space. That's a circle within the circle and an illusion within the illusion. You got some would say, Mr. O, upon critiquing this video, that this is the black man kissing up to white women. But did you notice the statement that Matt Barnes just made, though? Did y'all hear what he said?
Yes, I did, but you do know what Minister Jeff says, the white woman is God. So continue.
Josh, he do be saying that shit too. But did y'all peep what Matt Barnes said?
Yeah.
And of course, we know this is a figure of speech, right? We don't think he actually meant that, like literally or like really. But and this is what I'll be saying, y'all, about the media, right? This is what happens when critical thinking gets taken out of the equation. They don't teach critical thinking no more. Y'all notice that in school? No, even at the collegiate level, they don't teach critical thinking anymore. But so I just want to point that out, y'all, man. That's all.
But you gotta expand on it. You ain't expand on it though. You gotta point it out. We know what you're talking about, but they might not know.
No, well, they catch on to it. We'll try to watch this video.
All right.
Shit, well, because she's giving me the kind of the blueprint. So you were always so welcoming because I felt like you wanted to see us succeed in this space, which was dope, and it's a cutthroat business. You know what I mean? Not all athletes are cut out for this shit. You know what I mean? So you kind of let us know early, like, hey, this is where you got to be, and if you need help, I'm here. So that's why I really kind of went out there and just like, nah, this is not. I can personally tell you for sure she's not racist. So it's just hard because, like I said, the tension in the air at that time in 2020 was just there. It was a real division because of what literally happened in the streets.
And I do feel that if I got anything sort of in that really rotten week, it was what you said publicly, you getting on that plane. It was Chris Paul, the head of the Players Association, saying, I want to sit down with an interview with you still. Like, let's be on camera together. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar went on camera with me just a couple days later. That meant the world to me, given his position, everything he's fought through. Adam Silver made some comments I really appreciated about the situation. And it made me feel like, oh, these 20 years, the people in the league know me.
Your
they
peers.
know
They respect you.
They know who you are. They know what you're about. And that's something I took with me past the job at ESPN was, okay, this foundation, what I have done, it's not like I built the whole thing at ESPN. I worked at the Washington Post. I worked at CNN. I worked at TNT. I did baseball on TBS.
See has a Rachel Nichols. I said Rachel Nichols, my bad, y'all. Rachel Nichols has had a long media career, spanning massive different areas of the media, right? And when I remember her when she used to be on the news, I just remember her always being fair. I remember her not being disrespectful, and over the years, I just remember seeing Rachel Nichols as she's I would say to the most part, she's a proper journalist.
Yeah, she know the game and she asks good questions and she gives great interviews. That's all you ask for with your media people. Like,
even before she went to sports, and I started noticing something some years back.
Yeah.
How guys from the sports arena, okay, let's be politically correct here for y'all feeling, how people from the sports field was transferring over into the current events news political arena, like Keith Olbermann. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Man, pass that shit, Virgil. You over there choking in the background, man, making me jealous, man. Pass that shit.
You at work, man. You can't smoke while you at work, bro.
Man, you ain't seen none of my videos? You ain't seen none of my videos? I'll be smoking the hell at work.
Hey, listen here, y'all. Through the metaverse, you might be able to virtually pass somebody to Joseph. You know what I'm talking about?
Hold up. Mr. O, what you do for work?
Man, I'm top flight security, but I look better than Day.
Okay, all right. I know you mentioned that before. Okay, I did security when I was in New York, bro. I got a security license, everything when I went to New York.
Yeah, man, I've been doing security. Let me go ahead and make this clear. I've been doing security legitly for about 10, 12 years. But I got over probably like 20 years of security experience. But the other 8 years was in the streets, if you know what I mean. But I changed my ways, and I went from ashy to classy.
You do arm.
You silly as fuck.
So do you do armed security too?
Man, they don't pay me. They no. First of all, I get paid probably like amount of for unarmed versus getting paid $2 extra to have a gun, and I gotta walk around in the city of Chicago with this motherfucker, and ain't gonna be man. No.
You in Chicago? Never mind, bro. Stay
Yep.
safe. Yeah, bulletproof doors and all that. I get it.
Man, bulletproof helmets. We gotta be like Alpo out here.
Nah, but yeah, I mean, Stacks, you right, man. I mean, we got really, we gotta see it for what it is, man.
Right.
And that's the whole thing. That's why when it all went down, like she said, I remember when all the people spoke up. I remember Steven Jack, he was the first one to talk. Matt Barnes, he wasn't too far. You know what I mean? Chris Paul, who, like she said, head of the Players Association, he spoke up and even had a sit down with her. And Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, which, of course, you know what I mean? Like, you know anything about the game of basketball.
Big boy cosign.
I mean, he was the one who used to stand beside Martin Luther King and Muhammad Ali and all these guys and all different kind. Well, not Martin Luther King, my fault. He didn't stand next to Martin Luther King. Let me scratch that. I don't want y'all.
And Malcolm X. Now he stood next to Malcolm X though.
Yeah, stood next to Malcolm X. My fault, y'all. I don't want y'all killing me in the comments. But he was standing next to like all the activists back in that day, and he really he knew what to stand for. Like he was very reserved. He actually didn't rock with the media like that. That's why he kind of don't get the accolades like he should, because he didn't talk to the media like that. Like he just stayed to himself. So for a guy like that who don't really give that energy out, like, you got, man, we got, like I said, man, we all raised with morals, values, and that's what we got to move off of. Our moral compass is what they say.
Hell, George Foreman. Remember when he was before he got out of the boxing thing? Nobody, he didn't really talk to media like that. People was even scared to talk to him. Now with him.
Yeah, now he flipped the whole script. He did.
You see what they tried to do to him recently, right?
Yeah, they did try to take him out too on some bullshit.
Y'all ain't know they tried to meet too old George.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you can meet to any guy in the 90s.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's dangerous, man. That's
I'm waiting for Uncle Luke. I'm waiting for Uncle Luke. Whoever about to go ahead and try to get Uncle Luke. I'm not trying to wish nothing on Luther Campbell, but look, 2 Live Crew, the 90s, and Free Nick. That nigga ain't gonna stand a chance.
I'm pretty sure Luke had chicks signing waivers.
But Mr. O, Luke a real gangster though too. I mean, I thought R. Kelly was untouchable, but Luke's Snoop wasn't even going to Florida because of Uncle Luke. That nigga made Snoop apologize. Like, bro, you can't come to Florida. Like, you know what I mean? Uncle Luke, dudes like Uncle Luke, Master P, Baby, like, you know what I mean? It's just a little bit on that different level because Uncle Luke, but like, I can say that, and they get a motherfucker if they really want it. They get all these cats. Because if we want to be real, like, fuck it, I'll say it. You know what I mean? Like, think about it. How old was Foxy Brown when she was fucking with Jay-Z and Nas? Let's be real.
Yep, I remember that she was like 15, 16. About Jay-Z had a horse, all that. I'm like, what?
Yeah, let's not be jaded to the real site, man. We know what was going on, but we wasn't acting like we knew what was going on. We knew what was going on with Aaliyah. Like, that wasn't no secret. Like, we heard about that. And we heard it, and it went away. And it was like, all right, you know what I mean? Like, shit, when we think about it, if we go back in the day, they used to get married at 15 and 16 back in the day. But to me, I feel like that's a whole different thing. Like, that's something that I don't like, because me, I'm all about connection and vibes before you even get to that spiritual level. So I don't think you could connect with nobody that young or anybody for that nature until they even get to probably like they mid-20s and 30s. But that's a whole different conversation.
Well, you do know, you do understand though, L, back in them days, L, look, my parents is a living testament to that. My mama, well, my dad 12 years older than my mama. So dig this here, bro. Yeah. Hell, even then, my father got married to his first wife when he was 18, she was 16. And basically all he had to do was tell like, man, we was going ahead, I'll get you ice cream every day as long as you marry me. And she was like, okay.
Yeah. And they stayed together for years probably too. All for that.
Yeah, 20 years. 20 since she met Muddy Waters, but that's a different topic for the day.
Not because she met Muddy Waters.
Yeah, man. Yeah, my old man lost his first wife to Muddy Waters.
That's crazy.
You can't
we
be
might
mad.
have to do it. We might have to do a show about that, Mr. O.
Yeah. Players losing the game, but if you're gonna lose, at least you losing in the championship.
Lose to a worthy opponent, man.
Oh, that's a very worthy opponent. Like if I
And
lose
look, I'm still trying to figure out, because I won't be sound like a hater to my dad. I be seeing him like,
you borging up, man. You borging out, man.
All right.
You gotta get a stronger connection. Remember that album by my man Bumpy Knuckles, man, Connection?
The Bumpy Knuckles, you talking about the rapper or the old school cat?
No, I'm talking about the old school rapper. My nigga
the rapper. You talking about the rapper or the gangster?
Freddie Fox.
Okay, nah, I know you talking about. Yeah, you know, I know. Yeah. I don't know you talking about the gangster or the rapper.
My nigga Freddie Fox, man.
Nah. But yeah.
Bumpy Knuckles.
All right. Let's let it rock.
Mr. Oh, you good, or you still borging out?
Nah,
like Star Trek Next Generation.
If I'm good, I should be good.
It's a little
slight. Yeah, I'll be looking at my old man. I was gonna say, I'll be looking at my old man. I'll be like, man, how did you pull this red bone with a head down to the back? And he told me, like, man, he was like, man, look, that nigga Muddy Waters came into a club one day and he seen my wife. Basically, he didn't want to finish it. He didn't even want to finish it, Verge.
Oh, he hit it with a he got hit with the shit for the 5 heartbeats with.
Hey, bro. Hey, that's a worthy opponent, bro. How do you battle? You can't even battle. You know what I mean?
Hey, keep it real though. Hey, keep it real to get on topic. Hey, man, if that shit happened to you, man, you'll be sorry.
Hell, my cousin.
You go to a little concert, you go to whatever concert you go to. It's one of these popping ass rappers, whatever dude that he pull one of them moves on your girl. Your girl just leave you right there.
Hey, you want to hear a sadder story, y'all? Y'all want to hear a sadder story? Look, I got an older cousin that's about 55, 56 years old. This man still complaining 30 plus years later about this one particular woman that he said he let get away because he was insecure. Guess what woman he talking about, y'all? Guess what woman he talking about?
Out of Chicago?
Yes. Not Lisa Ray. No. She's up there with Lisa Ray, but no.
Out of Chicago?
Yes.
Megan Good?
No, she's from California.
Right.
I'll give you a hint.
Chicago?
I'll give you a hint. She was in a movie with Keenan Ivory Wayans and Jada Pinkett Smith.
Oh shit! I know you talking about Low Down Dirty Shame. I know the
movie. Yep. Sally Richardson. Sally Richardson.
Yeah,
my cousin used to date Sally Richardson.
Oh yeah.
What character she played in Low Down Dirty Shame?
Oh my gosh, she was like the star of one.
Oh, okay, that chick.
Yes, my cousin still complaining to this day, even with a whole family and everything. He be talking about, I tell you, I had Sally Richardson, man, and I blew it.
Yeah, you blew it. Hey, life sucks, bro. You know what I mean?
You should have played the cards right, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got some little stories I could tell about some superstars in the game, but we're gonna get to that one other day.
Yeah, that's another topic for that. Let's watch the rest of some more of this
All right,
video.
let's watch the rest.
I have done it all. So I covered football for years. You know, that's me.
Right.
It's not ESPN granting me
Right.
my career, and that it sort of opened up for me what I could do somewhere else, and sort of all the things I had been wanting to do. Well, where
Right.
could I do that? How
Yeah.
could I make that fun?
What would you say you learned from all this, Rachel?
I learned to be particularly careful with my words, that even if what I say, the exact words, and I read you that quote, aren't, if those words aren't so incendiary, they can make people feel a kind of way. They can make people feel like you're implying something.
Emotional.
Stop. We gotta cam up for this one, man. Listen.
Yeah.
What was I just saying earlier, man? No matter how you feel, man. Who cares how you feel? Listen what I'm saying, y'all. Like, walk with me. Who cares how you feel? Who cares how I feel? Right. Of course, there's an answer to that. And of course, there's people who care how I feel and people who care how you feel. We know that. Okay, stop. Talk about in the grand scheme of things. Who cares?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When people listen, y'all, we cannot allow the truth to be blocked or interfered or prevented by how you feel. No matter how you feel, the truth, like I said, 2 + 2 is always going to be 4. And the truth is not always nice. It's not always good. It's not bad. The truth is neutral. It is what it is. It can't be anything other than what it is. And we have to accept some things for just what they are. And we're being made to believe that we can change that by how we feel. And that's dangerous, because as we see what's the result of that, our current society, which is going down the goddamn crapper. You hear me? Let's finish watching the rest of this video.
That's what she got stripped for, was telling the truth.
That brings up that hurt, right? That brings up other experiences, that brings up their own frustration with things that have been told to them throughout their long career or things like that. And that whether it's in private, public, that it matters to me that I don't cause that kind of hurt. And I want to make sure that I get better every day at choosing what and how I say things and expressing who I really am. So I learned that. I also learned, frankly, that one of the things that was important to me in terms of the next job I did was, as you just mentioned, working with a team of people where everyone else wanted each other to win, right? That close group where people are having fun, loving what they do, and trying to support each other in a way that makes everyone better and kind of brings new ideas and all of that. So that was a big thing that I was looking for. And then also, the media world is changing. And, I grew up on newspapers, and I grew up in the Washington, D.C. area. And I thought if I could work for the Washington Post, that was it. That's all I wanted to do. That's how I first met you. And I worked there for 10 years. But newspapers change.
Oh, that's Rachel Nichols.
Right? With the internet and all the stuff.
Rachel,
she looks good to be her age. I gotta say that. She looks like she in her late 40s, early 50s. Maybe older, maybe even early to mid 50s.
That's why I didn't understand why. I mean, I understand. I mean, let's not. All right.
How old she is? About 50?
Yeah.
Was she at 50?
I'll give her that.
She plus 50.
And she look good for 50.
I gotta say, she look good. She does. She definitely does.
Yeah, I mean, Malika is Malika.
Let's go.
And it was like, I can reach more people and talk to more people if I do television. And now media is changing again. So yes, television, linear television is still a big part of how we all consume sports. But I'm also excited to be with a place that is really interested in, hey, we want to reach people. What are the, not just one, but 4 different ways that we can do that? How do people actually absorb sports into their life? Is it with 1 screen? Is it with 2 screens? Is it with something like you guys, right? This is a podcast, but also it's on TV. I see a lot of television cameras here, but this kind of place fosters, hey, just come to the table as you are, where you are.
We're excited and
Chapter closed.
happy to having you join us. What are your goals in the next few years?
Well, look, I think that Showtime is in such an exciting point because y'all got the players,
That's not
right?
the first thing you said, though. When I talked to you, you said your first job was to make us look good.
I did, actually. That is what I said, but I always think that's my job. I mean, that's what Matt was.
Y'all notice this tattoo on Steven Jackson's leg right here?
That's the what's that? The turkey sign?
It's the Islamic sign. It's the crescent moon with a star.
Oh shit, I can't.
It's nigga Steven Jackson, man.
Saying, I mean, that is how I go about this stuff, and you guys do this incredible stuff on the court. Well, I don't know anymore. I don't know how your back is, but
I'm on the golf course now.
But the reason we want to hear what you have to say is because of what you've accomplished, because of what you have done. I want to show that off. I want you guys to win and look your best and kind of.
Mr. O.
Man.
Now let's just play devil's advocate here, y'all. We're gonna be fair across the board. Let's just say, on the other hand, she's a white lady and she's taking advantage of black men, blah 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 blah. Right? We can say that too, right? But on the other hand, we can also say this is a white lady who has integrity, who has used her connections, her hookups to not pass her generational wealth, let's say, right? In the form of her connections and knowledge in this industry to not white dudes or white people, but to black men, right? Even though we know Steven Jackson and another topic for another day, you hear me? But just surface stuff, though. This is a beautiful thing, though, right? I respect Rachel Nichols, man. I really do, man. Even though I'm pretty sure if I did some research into Rachel Nichols, I would find out some stuff. I'm pretty sure I would.
But you see why I felt like that would be a good topic.
It's a great topic.
Because I rock with all them. Excuse me. Yeah, and she was always one of the...
trying to get his choking on over there now, too.
Yeah. You know, get to the... You know, when it gets to the end, it gets tougher, and I got to roll up another one. So,
man, y'all making me jealous, man. I got what, another half an hour before I can go home and roll me up a motherfucker blunt. Y'all making me mad.
Is it legal in Chicago?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
So, you be catching the train every night from work?
Sometimes I take the train, sometimes I take the bus. You know what I'm saying? I need to go ahead and get my... Go ahead, L.
Nah, go ahead. I was about to say, because I know Chicago different. I want to hear what you guys say about taking that train.
Oh, it's an adventure every damn day. You see a couple of characters, some offensive and some non-offensive. Some people that want to help you out. Some people want to take your life. Yeah, every night. It's just all you hear on the damn train is loose squares, loud. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
That's it. That's all.
Not loose squares, loud.
Man, loud, squares. Hell, niggas be talking about I got blunts, condoms, and everything on that shit.
That's nuts, bro. Cause I was just asking because I never really been on the Chicago train.
Me either.
I stayed in New York for a little minute, and I used to take the trains. I used to work demolition in the city in Manhattan. So you don't want to drive and park out there. So I used to take them trains back from Manhattan. You know, it take about 2 hours to get back home sometimes because the trains don't run the same during the day.
God damn.
Yeah, it's different. You know what I mean? And, I didn't really, what's crazy is I never had no issues in New York, and I never really seen no super, super wild shit. I seen some car chases that was different, but that was a whole different story. And but outside of that, I never really seen nothing. I probably seen like a terrorist attack that probably got underplayed in the media. But outside of that, bro, I didn't see nothing wild in New York, honestly. Like, and I took the train damn near.
Well, we got like about 6 different lines here. Mainly the main ones that people use is the red line, green line, and the blue line. Now, the red line and the green line, you can take that from south side to the west side or to the north side. But once you get like into that downtown, like everything is smooth from that downtown area till you get like to the last part where all the good white people live on the north side. But anything past that north side or anything on that south side on the trains, be careful. Keep your eyes open. Don't speak to the locals. Don't feed the animals. All type of shit, bro.
Yeah, I get that. We hear about Chicago, man. It's wild out there, man. I definitely send a lot of prayers out there.
Hell, we just had like all right. So in the last 6 months, we had not one, not two, but 3 murders on the red line. We just had somebody getting stuck up. They've been sticking people up on the red line like late at night. You know, what I'm saying like around 2, 3 o'clock in the damn morning. You got young niggas, you got young niggas out there gang banging, robbing people and shit like that. And the girls. And the girl. So look, I keep on trying to tell y'all, we got the worst women in the country, bro. We got a whole crew of women out here that's robbing motherfuckers on the red line. Girls.
Damn.
That's wild, bro.
Now listen here though, Mr. Oh, this is crazy that you said that. Now y'all remember, now pay attention, y'all. Walk with me, right? Remember I be talking to y'all about HR 1955, man.
Yeah.
The Violent Radicalization and Homegrown Terrorist or Terrorism Prevention Act. And I'm sitting here just watching all this stuff, just hearing how violent it's getting in our cities, man.
It's crazy.
Which is being made to be so. It's purposely being done. And I think about how many people still to this day do not know about HR 1955. You feel me? Which is law. You hear me? That's law. You hear me? And they have a contingency plan in place to where basically all of us will be made into be homegrown terrorists. You feel me? Based off of stuff called ideologically based violence and violent radicalization.
Going live January 1st. I'm probably go live like around 12 o'clock.
Oh man, listen, man. I hope you batten down the hatches, man. I hope you tooled up and shelled up. You know what I'm saying? Even you can get the body armor thanks to the Responsible Body Armor Act. What y'all know about the Responsible Body Armor Act? How many of y'all are aware that there's an actual act of Congress called the Responsible Body Armor Act that gives people the right to legally purchase body armor? Even people with
I did not know that.
Even people with felony conviction. This is an act of Congress. I'm pretty sure it spreads across the whole country.
No, I mean, we could get it here in Ohio. That shit already, you go up in Vances and cop that shit right now.
Right.
You don't need nothing. You don't need to get a check, the weight, none of that. It's crazy. But you know what? Nowadays, you just never know. Look, man, I'm going to just stay prepared, man. I just hope, I try to tell my family, like, everybody, man, you just got to keep your head on the swivel. And it ain't even got to be like, I stay in a good neighborhood. Columbus, you know where to go, where not to go, just like any other city. Like, we all live in different places, same shit go on. Like, we all could tell you war stories about the city and what goes on around the city and the bad parts. Like, we all got the good parts, we all got the bad parts. Like, that same story, different, different city. It don't matter. So, at the end of the day, it's just, we got to keep our head on the swivel because now it's even happening randomly in supermarkets, churches, just anywhere now. Like we seeing like these it's like every other week we seeing some type of mass shootings, like to the point where they not even reporting all of them. It was one just last week. They didn't even report because of the hurricane. So, we just gotta keep our heads up out here because you just never know. If you could be protected, stay protected. That's one thing I always say. If you could be protected, stay protected. I know I will. And if I'm in a situation, like I'll do my best to try to at least help all of us. And that's all I can say. All right, let's get back to it.
Yeah, let's get back to the video, man. We about to wrap it up here shortly.
Yeah, we only got like 5
To
more
see
minutes.
here, and it is the first thing I said to you. It's probably the first thing I said to you when you came to the jump. It's probably the first thing I said to you. It's the first thing I said to T-Mac. You know, I am here to make this a success and to have fun, because I think that across the sports landscape, we have kind of gotten into a point with studio programming, with things that aren't just the game, where yes, there's absolutely a place for reporting on the business of sports. Yes, there's absolutely a place for investigative journalism. I believe that 100%. But people sit down and watch a game because it's fun, because they want to escape for a few hours, because they want to scream, because they want to see the hero and the villain. Drink, do other things. They want to see whoever they think is the hero, whoever they think is the villain, go at it. It's a story in front of them playing out in real time. And I just think that on the jump, one thing we were able to capture was the fun of sports. And that's one of my real big pillars for what we do going forward here at Showtime is let's have some fun. Let's invite people in to have fun with us. Let's tell some great stories. Zach, we haven't even gotten to half the stories of your playing days. Same with you, Matt.
What about how he used to dress when he first came on the jump?
Oh boy,
like a 1990s LA gangster.
I mean,
He would have Dickie suits, Pendletons, chains on top. I'd be getting ready for a game. Like, what the fuck is Jack wearing on the jump today?
You know, everyone's allowed to have their own style.
Yeah, he came around though.
You know, we like that. But yeah, I just think there's so many things we can do that play on people's love of the game and have a good time. So that's really the thing I want to do and focus on going forward.
Well, we just want to give you your flowers. I mean, Rachel, like you said, you've been so instrumental in not only us, but a lot of different people. But again, for sure, us first and foremost, us. But again, like you said, and it resonated with me. You know, around the league, your work has spoken for itself, and I think that's why the people that didn't know you may have condemned you, but the people who know you, and that's what I really care about, is how the people who know me and love me feel about me. That's the only people that matter, and you really found out who did that, and who did, and who does. And to me, that's most important. But you're very special to us. You're very special to the NBA. You know, all you've done and doors you've opened and your approach to the game. So we just want to let you know that, you've had a year off. I'm sure you're not too rusty. It's like riding a bike, but we obviously want to thank you for what you've done and welcome to you and excited to, partner up and move forward with you.
We're going to have so much fun.
Hold on, let me say my little too.
Okay, we'll talk your shit then, Jack.
All right.
Rachel, I love you, but like it's deeper than just the show. We know a lot of guys that wasn't Hall of Famers or wasn't NBA stars the whole career. We don't get those opportunities.
Right.
So, and Gina, I tell you, when y'all called me, I was in a position where I didn't know what I was doing. You know what I mean? I didn't know what I was gonna do going forward. So to get that call from you and Gina, get the opportunity, it was a moment where I felt like that I really was appreciated for what I did in a relationship we had my whole career. And being a guy like that wasn't an all-star, that wasn't one of the guy on the commercials, to be able to get this opportunity and get that call from you, it meant the world. Because guys like me don't get these calls. So I'll forever ride for you and love you. And that's why I didn't hesitate to have your back, because the opportunity you give me is priceless and no dollar or anything you can put on it. Just the phone call and just thinking about me and everything. So I love you and I always got your back.
Well, I appreciate that, but that's you. You earn that. And that is also being invested in the game. We know that having...
Look at Rachel Nichols not taking the credit and giving it back to the black man. You hear what I'm talking about, Mr. L, man?
Yeah.
God, you understand me, man?
Verge, you see, that's why I told you this was... I told you it was a real ass interview, didn't I?
You definitely did.
That's some real ass shit, L.
We gotta run that back, man.
I said this.
Run that back, bro. Run that back.
We gotta run that back, man.
It's one of my favorite interviews
and your
for
approach
the year,
to the game. So we just want to let you know that, you've had a year off. I'm sure you're not too rusty. It's like riding a bike, but we obviously want to thank you for what you've done and welcome to you and excited to, partner up and move forward with you.
We're going to have so much fun.
Hold on, let me say my little too.
Okay, we'll talk your shit then, Jack.
All right.
Rachel, I love you, but like it's deeper than just the show. We know a lot of guys that wasn't Hall of Famers or wasn't NBA stars the whole career, we don't get those opportunities.
Right.
So, and Gina will tell you, when y'all called me, I was in a position where I didn't know what I was doing. You know what I mean? I didn't know what I was going to do going forward. So to get that call from you and Gina, get the opportunity, it was a moment where I felt like that I really was appreciated for what I did in the relationship we had my whole career. And being a guy like that wasn't an all-star, that wasn't one of the guy on the commercials, to be able to get this opportunity and get that call from you, it meant the world. Because guys like me don't get these calls.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll forever ride for you and love you. And that's why I didn't hesitate to have your back, because the opportunity you give me is priceless and no dollar or anything you can put on it. Just the phone call and just thinking about me meant everything. So I love you and I always got you back.
Well, I appreciate that, but that's you. You earn that. And that is also being invested in the game.
Mm-hmm.
We know that having an exceptional basketball team that wins a title
takes part,
does not just have all-stars,
right?
Right? It has the glue guys. It has the guys, the fan favorites, the two of you.
The shit talkers, the fighters, the weed smokers.
and the Tracy McGrady's,
Yes,
right?
yes,
and the Allen Iversons, which we, by the way, the fact that Showtime has partnership with my personal hero, Allen Iverson.
Yeah, we know how much you love him.
I just talked to Chuck the other day, man.
Our greatest living American. I just want to make that clear. I love you too, but I will throw you. I will throw you aside. I will throw you aside for Allen Iverson. The idea that yes, T-Mac, Allen Iverson, and again here at Showtime, they both have partnerships with Showtime. The two of you, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce. These are guys who all have different roles on a basketball team, and they all have different roles when you're talking about basketball.
And they're all at Showtime now.
And we need all of those voices.
And you kind of helped me and Jack get here from the standpoint of you allowed us to talk on TV.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Opening the door for us to talk, because like I said, I didn't even know I wanted to do this when I was done. He didn't know what he wanted to do. We would talk like, what's next? And it was just like, we started talking on TV and people were like, oh, you guys are good. You guys are real. You guys this. And that's what made me think, well, let's do something together. You know what I mean? So that's how kind of, all the smoke came about, was because we had an opportunity to talk on TV when we didn't know that we could talk shit, but we didn't know we could really talk, and say stuff that people want,
Rest of essence to my brother Pimp C.
Well, this is perfect. So I was in a way always helping to create things at Showtime, and now I get to get paid for it.
Full circle, B.
Signing checks.
I love it.
Well, Rachel, welcome.
Thank you.
We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Excited to move forward. And man, welcome to Death Row. I mean, Showtime. Man, that's a wrap. Rachel Nichols, special edition of All the Smoke. You can catch us on Showtime Basketball, YouTube, and the iHeart platform. Black Effects. See y'all next week.
But yeah, Stacks.
Gotta give her respect when this do though, man.
That's why I wanted you to. I felt like this was worthy of a night to discuss because of, like, you seen it, like.
Exactly, Uncle Diggity.
This was a woman that was like really tore down. Like they threw her to the side.
They did. They did Rachel Nichols real bad.
And like I didn't feel like me personally. I remember I was in group chats with some of my homies where they left chats and they was calling me names and all kind of shit. Cause I'm like, bro, she ain't racist. Like I don't know her, but come on, bro, you gotta know the separation of people's character. And I spoke on that in group chats, and people, like I said, I got called names by some of my homies I've known for years, 20 years. And it's crazy because I don't cat for nobody. Like if I feel a way about a situation and that's my knowledge on it, that's what I speak on. I speak on what I know, and it is what it is, man. I'm like I said, I'm just proud of the interview because I thought the interview was super dope. I thought it was transparent, like how you want your interview to be. I thought they asked the right questions. They dug right into it. They ain't waste no time. They got right to the meat and bones, and they let you explain the whole situation now. And to me, that was a dope interview.
It was. I gotta admit, it was a dope interview. I can't even perp. That was a fire interview. I can't even perp. I would be hating if I said it wasn't, and I ain't no hater, so that was a dope interview.
So, like I said, I'm glad that she chose to do her only interview there, and like I said, Rachel Nichols is one of my favorite people. So to me, I wasn't even looking at it as a black and white. I'm looking at it as who I've seen do this for all these years. And yeah, I knew who Malika was, and I knew who Maria Taylor was,
Right.
and they were good. But I always associate, like, like how we got certain child stars that we see in certain roles, like Dustin Diamond is Screeching Saved by the Bell or some
Right.
shit. You know what I mean? Like, I seen Maria Taylor as a college football NFL reporter because that's what she always did. Like,
Even to the news, she used to be with, you know what I'm
she
saying,
just she
CNN and
always
MSNBC and
she
all that shit. Like,
Maria Taylor, I see her on Sunday. I see Malika at ESPN like during the day. But I always see Rachel Nichols with Tracy McGrady and them sitting there and chopping up basketball. Like, she been doing this for years. I can't even think of the last person since Jamel Hill. It was Jamel Hill for a quick second, but even then Rachel was the one out there all the time.
right.
So it just was different, man. And I didn't like the way she was played. I see through a lot of that shit. I don't let the media control and pull the heartstrings as much as I can. Every once in a while, everybody gets invested in something that may hit close to home, but for the most part, you could decipher what's going on around you if you just take a second and really think about what's going on before you just react to it off top.
Right.
Just like the Kanye shit today. I'm sorry, I gotta bring that up again.
Yeah, that Kanye situation is true. We're gonna get into that on Friday. You did me understand what I'm saying? We're gonna get into that on Friday, man. But yeah, that's this. Hey, I gotta say, man, I got a lot of respect for Rachel. I always had, like I said, I always had, because I remember when she was commentating in the news when she was on CNN and MSNBC and Fox and all of that stuff. She used to be on all the little,
Fox a
you know,
long
I
time ago.
remember all that stuff with Rachel Nichols, and like I said, she's like I said, my full assessment of her, she's a proper journalist. She's a proper journalist, one of a very few. You hear me? And, you know what I'm saying? And for her to extend her, platform or be willing to join with these guys and help in whatever way she can, you know what I'm saying? Because, she's a hot topic for real though, you know what I'm saying? And the align herself with, and not only align herself, but pay homage to the, even though it's,
you see, she kept throwing the energy back to him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and I can take how I personally think about these guys and what I know about the guy. I can remove that and shine light on what the positive actual aspect of this is, and that's a beautiful thing. That white woman was paying homage to the black man. You hear me?
Right, and
Beautiful.
you could tell she was like genuinely excited. Like,
yes,
that
wasn't fake.
Have fun. She said, "I can't wait to have fun."
Yeah, that wasn't fake.
When the last time your boss told you he can't wait for y'all to have fun at work?
That wasn't fake. That wasn't like no. That was like, she generally rock with them dudes. That's what's up. You can tell. At least that's how I thought anyway. You feel me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what's up though, man. You feel me?
Shit, that made me want to go work there. Like, shit, sign me up. Where can I fill out an application at? I can talk sports. Like, come on, put me and Stacks up there on Showtime.
Yeah, well, my man Uncle Diggity said she knows how to be a co-host and knows her role among the athletes. That's the play. Exactly. She knows how to be in this. Listen, she knows how to commentate on basketball with her knowledge. She know, but when she get around the men, she's also feminine in the sense she knows her place as a woman. She ain't gonna try to overtalk these men. She's not gonna disrespect these men. She's not gonna tell these men no and chastise them on her own show. She's just going to speak on the facts. And when she knows she's amongst men, she probably going to fall back and wait to speak until somebody says something to her. I'm pretty sure if you look at Rachel Nichols' videos with these players and it was her and other men, I'm pretty sure she stayed quiet until she was called upon to speak. I would be willing to put money on that.
Nah, but one thing I will say is she actually has spoken on certain situations early.
Right.
Like, she has had emotional responses to certain type situations where I remember it was one where she just felt like shit wasn't right. It was about a killing, and she spoke on it.
Right.
And she, you know what I mean? She went on, did it on her own, and, whether it was emotional really quick or however, that's the thing. Like, man, I like transparency from my reporters, y'all. Like,
yeah, I do too. Yeah, I feel you on that, bro.
Like, I'm
complete
really about,
total transparency too. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's why I really rock with like Steven Jack and Matt Barnes with All the Smoke, because all the people that they interview on there seem to just open up. Like
the Nori. You know what I mean? I rock with Drink Champs because it just seems that when people go on those type of podcasts, they open up to the fullest capability, and you really get to the meat and bones.
Right. I agree with you, Uncle Diggity. She earned the right to say something. By that point, her respect was there. Exactly. I feel the same way. Like Rachel Nichols, she
Man,
deserved her spot. She deserved to say what she's saying. She deserved to do. She put the work in.
and that's all it's about, man.
Yeah,
Right
that's
is
all
right.
it's about, man.
You know, right is right, wrong is wrong, man. We just got to be real with ourselves. What she said wasn't connected to a white or black thing. It
Uh-uh.
was it was connected. The hiring and the jump over was connected
Yeah, that
to
was some bullshit.
racial situation going on outside of their job, and all she did was just that. I mean, and that was the reason. Like at the end of the day, when you heard it, it was like, yeah, we know that's what happened. I mean, that's the only way you could have lost your job because if you've been in this spot for 20 years and you've been killing at your job, there's no way that somebody jumps over you that's only been there for 2 years and it's not no political bullshit going
Right.
on. Or, like you're not going to report this shit to me and tell me I'm that dumb to not recognize it. Now
And,
you're
right.
insulting my motherfucking
Yeah,
intelligence.
you just hey, that's what I just about to just say too. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, y'all. That's disrespectful. How the media
Like
insults our intelligence, man. It's disrespectful for real, for real.
very
Totally
disrespectful.
disrespectful. Really
Very
disrespectful.
disrespectful how they insult our intelligence, man.
Like,
And,
do I
and,
look
and,
like an
and
idiot to you?
it's very disrespectful, man. Very disrespectful.
And like I said, Malika's cool, man. Malika and Maria, they're good at their. All of them are great at their jobs. I
Right.
don't let. I'm not.
Respectfully.
But they all had their roles. Malika runs the show during the daytime. You know, Maria is on Sundays, and Rachel was with the NBA guys. She's sitting
Right.
next to Tracy McGrady, Stephen Jack, Stephen A. Like these are the guys she talks basketball all day. That's what she
Right.
does. This is what you know them for. Why
Right.
are we switching the format up?
Exactly. That's the why switching the demo up, man.
And especially you're about to switch it up at the NBA Finals. Not even just at the beginning of the season. You wanted to switch up the format at the NBA Finals. Like, what are
Right.
you doing? Now you about to fuck up the chemistry of the whole set.
Right.
Like now you want to sabotage the show.
Right.
I didn't get that. I
Yeah.
really didn't. Like I
I
didn't
get
get
it.
that.
It makes perfect sense to me.
It makes perfect sense, but I'm just saying, for me being a fan of the show, I didn't get that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because I'm invested on both sides. Like I know how I feel. That's why the story I brought to you, because this is how I feel. But as a fan of the show, I'm like, I can't understand that. Like if I was just an innocent like guy that don't know none of this shit that we talk about on the backdrop, and I'm just watching the show, and then I would see Rachel Nichols every day, and the finals pop up, and you don't even see Rachel Nichols, you'd be like, what the fuck happened? Where Rachel Nichols at? You
Right.
know, as a fan of the game, like, so why would you confuse your fans like that? To me, I didn't understand that as a fan of the game.
I see what you're
Now,
saying.
you know, as an analyst, I seen the shit off top. I knew. I told you, and you know, like I said, I was getting kicked out of group chats and getting called names in group chats, having
Yeah, I
discussions.
remember when all this shit was going on, man. I was right at the height of all of this fake ass George
It,
Floyd shit, man.
it,
And goddamn it,
yeah,
it
it just
was
was
crazy.
because I was able to kind of detach myself from situations because at the time, like, yeah, it was emotionally charged, but at the same time, like, you get numb to situations. And, you know, Stacks, we lost a lot of homies out here and
Right.
we hear a lot of shit. And I ain't gonna lie, I'd be lying to say that I'm not more emotionally detached in probably these last 10 years than I am to hearing it. So it's not probably not normal psychologically, but I'm gonna just be real. Like I be
Nah,
emotionally,
it's very normal, man. It's
and
very normal. When
at
you
the
are
end of the
when you are subject to severe trauma, it is very normal for you to be affected by that in some way.
yeah, so I don't know if I be like kind of emotionally detached from a lot of the situations that go on, but I do recognize when shit is fucked up and when shit's questionable, and when shit can go a certain way in court because I always look at the case, not the, you look at the situation and I know, like, I've predicted a lot of cases, and when I talk about them and I tell people before they about to happen, like, people will get mad at me, but I'm just kind of like, I'm not the one that has anything to do with it, but I'm gonna just tell you how I see this might go. And people will get mad at you for telling them how it might go, and then when it go that way, they get even more mad at you. I'm trying to tell you from personal experience. Like the Trayvon Martin case, I'm gonna give y'all an example. I told people how that shit was gonna go in my circle, and people was like pissed off. Like I'm trying, like I said, got called names again. I'm like, hey man, I'm just telling y'all how I see it. They go down, people got even more mad because they thought it happened because I was right about the situation. People got more mad. Like, you'd be crazy if I really told you what kind of shit I like actually heard because of that shit. But at the end of the day, I always weigh shit for what it is. And if you're gonna go into a court case and the way shit happens and the way the media portrays it to us and the way they feed it to us, you have to assess all that when you go into these cases and how you react afterward. And I think, like I said, we always talk about it, the media plays on people's emotions, and that's what this was about. And that's what we gotta. If we go off solution-based content, we gotta learn how to subdue that passion for falling in love with that media propaganda and not really assessing the situation for what it really is. And that's really all I can say about it. I'm gonna drop the mic off that. Like, assess the propaganda for what it is before you react to it. If it's any jewel I could drop, listen to that and rewind it.
Yes, sir, man. So yeah, man, we about to wrap this thing up, man. You know what I'm saying? It's been a beautiful conversation tonight, man. It's crazy, man. Y'all better realize what's going on out here, man. I'm talking about. Y'all better realize what's going on, man. Like I say, today's oppressor becomes tomorrow's victim. You understand what I'm saying? And we gotta make sure we allow everybody to have their fair say until they say something that is totally contrary. You know what I mean? Until they say it, we don't judge it before they say it or prevent it from being said. Right? Because y'all gotta understand how dangerous it is to prevent even the argument being argued before the argument even happens. You understand how dangerous that is. This goes back into 2 + 2 = 5. All right. Because if Rachel Nichols can't say what she said, even though she didn't even say anything offensive, discriminatory, disrespectful, that's crazy. As a matter of fact, she was violated. Her privacy was violated. She was really under the auspices of that. She turned the system or whatever off, and it wasn't. Nobody notified her, warned her. Everybody was watching when they was made privy of it and made it a big thing. And she didn't even say anything. She didn't say anything racist. She didn't say anything disrespectful, discriminatory. She didn't say anything that black people will find offensive if she said it to them personally.
Stacks was crazy. She still never even said anything bad about ESPN during the whole interview.
That's crazy, right?
Well, she had every right to.
And she was crucified in the media.
Stripped of her career.
Character assassination, they specialize in it, man. Listen, y'all don't even know how deep this stuff goes, man.
How come we don't converge?
Hold on. Remember when I told y'all, and if y'all read 1984 by George Orwell, he has a concept of what he calls non-persons or personas non gratas, non-citizens, right? And I want y'all to think about that, man, when it's talk about people who don't go along with the narrative, people who choose to think outside the box and challenge and question. You hear me? Non-persons, persona non grata. You hear me? One not desired by the state. Y'all better understand what I'm telling y'all right now, man. You hear me? and all of this stuff with Rachel Nichols and all of this stuff with, you know, people being offended by what people or could not even actually saying, but what people could be made to look like they're saying by manipulating the actual situation, man. You understand what I'm saying to y'all right now through the media? Mr. O knows what I'm talking about because he's going through the same process that I went through. I want the I want the film. I did film emphasis too, Mr. O.
Yeah. Because you know most people only read the headlines, so when you see Rachel Nichols as a racist on the headlines, people ain't even opening the article to even read it.
Mm-hmm.
Or
That's
if they
sad.
or even if they go and read the article, they already going in with a narrative.
Right.
That she racist. So you already programmed.
And now I'm telling y'all
And
how
see me,
this
I ain't
is,
gonna lie. I'm the type dude. If you put a motherfucking crazy ass headline on there, and I actually fall for that shit, and I fall for a clickbait, bro. I'm the nigga that like I get like road rage when I fall for a clickbait and I go into that article and it ain't nothing like what the fuck that headline.
That's why I
Hey,
don't fuck on none of that stuff.
Nah, I do
Me
every
either.
once in a while. Every once
That
in a while, I
misleading
see a
shit.
story. Every once in a while, I see a story where I'll be like, I want to see it because it sounds like some crazy shit, and it don't be that crazy shit that I thought it was gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be pissed off like I'm in a road rage incident, bro. Like I ain't gonna
That's what
lie,
it's
that's
designed to do too, though. Yeah, that's exactly what it's designed to do. Further breaking up the psyche, more compartmentalization, more different alters, short for alter states of awareness, more things to be programmed with. You hear me?
yeah.
I want y'all to understand what I'm saying when I said what I just said, man.
Mm-hmm.
You hear me?
Nah. Hey, you know, they had that nigga Stevie Jackson up in Old Block a couple of weeks ago. I was seeing a video from one of my guys. I'm like, hey man, ain't that the NBA player?
Why
It was
are
like,
you
yeah,
on O Block, bro? Why are you out here, bro?
I'm looking like, is that the NBA player Steven Jackson? They was like, yeah, man, he was out there on chilling with the guy, man. We was smoking blunts and everything with the nigga. I was like,
Why? My question is why.
Ask him. Ask him. He wanted to come to O Block.
Yeah, that would be my question, Mr. O. Is why? Why are you doing that, Steve Jack? Though, man, what you like?
And you know, O Block a mile away from my crib, but we still like you could say it's the same area, but we basically a mile apart. But I'm looking like, so you mean to tell me we actually had two NBA players in that vicinity, but we had Stephen A. Jackson and we had my boy Gennaro Pargo up the street. You know what I'm saying? He's from the hood though, so
I know Pargo.
Shit, I ain't gonna say I hoop with him, but I used to watch him hoop around my crib at the old elementary school gym. Him, Jawan, Jawan Howard, all of them, man. They all from my area.
Okay, yeah. Pat Beverly, he from out there too, ain't
he? Yeah, I think from out west though. See, I'm out south. Derrick Rose around from my neighborhood. I actually grew around the corner. Yeah, I grew up around the corner from Derrick Rose, Jennifer Hudson. I grew up down the street from D Wade and Lil Durk. They all both from 72nd and Green.
D Wade's old lame, man.
I ain't gonna lie, bro.
I ain't know D Wade was a Chicago dude, man.
Yeah, he's from two parts. I know D Wade basically, you know what I'm saying? I know his brother, I know his father. They family had this place called Moore Oink. It was one of the biggest. Hold on one second. It was one of the biggest meat distribution companies in the whole entire Midwest. That was the Ways, bro, and he fucked that up.
Hold on, Mr. O. What was the name of the company again?
Moo and Oink.
Moo and Oink were meat processing something.
Yep.
What?
Hold up, Mr. O. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Wade.
Hey man, I have to look into that, Mr. O. Man, that sounds interesting. Look,
the father was in the commercials, bro. His name is Dwayne Wade. Yeah, look, bro. Hey, this should go way back. Like,
you know that. You know that Dwayne Wade's pops
didn't his mom
meat distribution company in Chicago?
So is that story about
interesting?
Yeah, Dwayne Wade. That's like my favorite player, bro. He was my favorite player from like his second year until he retired, bro. That's crazy, Mr. O.
Yep. Hey, and
Real
look,
talk.
I used to chill on Lil Durk on Grandma porch. Look, Lil Durk like my little homie, bro. Like this is shit. This shit is crazy because I've been around celebrities all my life before they were celebrities, bro.
Yeah. But nah, yeah, that nigga Wade, man, that's that's like really, that's one of my favorite like ball players ever all time. He third on my favorite list,
Lance,
like is
Lance
Jordan,
Parker
Yeah,
said
Kobe, and
he
Mr.
Wade.
he,
O.
he the third greatest shooting guard of all time. Is Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and D Wade.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's my
Mr.
list
O.
too.
Lance Parker
I
said
like,
Moo and Oink in one stop.
Yep. Yep. And one stop, the oldest grocer in on the south side. Yep.
That's D
They
Wade's
had.
people. Both of them is D Wade people.
Yep, that was his whole entire family. Like his father ran more on for so many damn years. Like I used to went to high school around the corner from the main one right there. I went to K Met, and around the corner is on 81st and Racine. That was the biggest one. That was it right there, bro.
That's very interesting, man. That's very interesting.
yeah,
Hell, the boy grew up around 79th Street, around same time I grew up at. But I basically was everywhere when I was a teenager. I ain't gonna lie to you, Verge. I was basically everywhere on the south side, from low end all the way down to Wild Hunters and shit, if you could catch me. But mainly Inglewood and 79th Street, that's my area. And like I said, I know pretty much anybody and everybody from like the year 2000 all the way to 2020, bro. I know everybody in the area.
Man, listen here, man. That's why I like my
I
brother
only been to
Mr. O.
Chicago once.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's why I've been to Chicago once too. I told y'all the story of how I was in Chicago, right? You know, I have to tell it again. You feel me? Nah, but my man Uncle Diggity said it says black owned, but they not in no pics. I'm gonna assume that's what you meant when you talked that.
Oh, they lost. Hey, no. See, the thing is, Moore and Oink had closed down. Look, they had lost the business about 4 or 5 years ago. I said it was one of the biggest meat distribution companies in the whole Midwest. But man, they lost their license. They went out of business. But yeah, his people used to have that shit. Matter of fact, you could probably find some of the commercials on YouTube.
Okay.
Not Moo and Oink, man. That's ill. Yeah, I know what you meant, Uncle Diggity Brethren. I know what you meant, bro.
Nah, that's crazy, man.
So go ahead and give them some last words. We're about to go ahead and wrap this joint up, man. It was down there 3 hours. We're about to go ahead and wrap him up, man.
Nah, you talking about me?
No,
I was gonna try.
all of us.
I was gonna try to find it.
I'm leaving it to Mr. O since he calling from out of Chicago. We're gonna leave it to Mr. O and then pass it to you, L, and then we're gonna go ahead and round it on out, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, it's good that honest journalists can have their fair day, and I guess you were saying from the court of public opinion, aka the media. I'm glad that and this ain't even me trying to throw anybody under the bus, because I know I be getting a lot of flack. People talking about all you do is bash black women. I say I do not bash black women. This is why I do not like people that practice bad behavior and want to go ahead and still be able to do what they want and nothing happen to them. I don't like that shit. I believe in justice, and justice has been served.
Yeah, I believe that too. I'm with you on that, Mr. O. That's a fact.
Yeah. Because I love you know what I'm saying, the sisters and everything. But yeah, you can type in more Oink on YouTube after you get off, and you can go ahead and see some of these commercials. I'm trying to find the one with D Wade's father in it. But matter of fact, I think I found it's in 1988 one. But yeah, bro.
Send it to me. Les Parker said, Mr. O, you remember Carson's ribs?
Do I, man? Leon's Barbecue, Carson's Ribs, man. Look, you know what? Chicago 30 years ago was known for its soul food. 40 years ago was known for its barbecue. 30 years ago was known for its you know what I'm saying, soul food. 20 years ago, we was known for our pizza, but now we basically little Jamaica up in this motherfucker. You go on any other street corner, you gonna find a Jamaican restaurant in this motherfucker now, bro.
I gotta come get some oxtails.
Yeah, man, I like me some of that curry goat my damn self.
I love curry goat too.
I don't like the curry goat. I don't like the texture. Pause of it.
It tastes like pot roast, bro. It tastes like pot roast.
I'm not a fan of pot roast, man, to be honest with you.
I love all that shit.
I do like
the grilled lamb. That should be fire.
Oh, but let me go back to the story. So, you gonna do the Kanye West and Candace Owens White Lives Matter thing too?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that on Friday night because L said he got something he got to take care of on Saturday. So on Saturday we're gonna be Saturday I got a dope show coming up for y'all. Saturday we're gonna be discussing.
Okay.
Listen, Mr. O, this is what we're gonna be talking about Saturday night at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Goddamn Time. Listen, we're gonna be discussing. Y'all can go see the video on my video list right now. We're gonna be discussing white people now integrating into black fraternities and sororities, the Divine Nine. It has been.
Wait, what?
Yeah, y'all better look into this, man. We're gonna go in on Saturday. So go do y'all research, go do y'all due diligence. Listen to me, I'm gonna say it again.
They was
Walk with
stepping,
me.
Mr. O.
White people, or not even say white people. Let me back it up, y'all. Right? Be respectful about this and be politically correct about this as well, too, as a journalist. Listen. They are now integrating the sororities on all college campuses, including HBCUs and all other college campuses. So now, wherever there's a fraternity there, all races can join whatever fraternity they so now choose. So now you got white guys and white girls joining the Divine Nine.
Hey, you know who else is joining too? You forgot about the LMNP community. You see what happened to Morehouse, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, bro. So you're gonna have all different races and gender orientations in these sororities.
Mr. O, stop. Hold on, stop. Mr. O and L, watch. Now peep this. Pause. I'm gonna say this disclaimer off top. Pause. You hear me? Right? Hold on, y'all. It's a gang in DC, right? And the name just slipped my memory, but listen, y'all look into this, and we're gonna discuss this next week on the show. I think we're gonna discuss this on Monday, right? There's a gang in DC, gay guys and trans gentlemen. They call themselves the something. I can't remember. I think Jap was talking about it's called the something.
Yeah, Jap was. He had did what's the name on this?
He mentioned hold on, stop. He mentioned them, but he didn't go all the way in on pause. You hear me? But listen though, and we're gonna discuss that because bro, listen, it is a gang, and oh my god, man, I got it in my. I got to look at. Hold on, maybe I can find it real quick. But we're gonna get into that next week, man.
Verge, do you remember the one we had here last year?
What you talking about?
The gay gang.
We had a gay gang here in the city?
Oh, you don't remember that?
Nah, I don't. Refresh my memory, L.
Go ahead and Google it. Gay gang in Columbus. You'll definitely pop up.
Not the gay gang in Columbus. Wow.
Hey, bro, you know me and Jab.
Right, got them it down, man.
Hey, you know, me and Jab be making fun of my area right now. You know, I'm from Inglewood right now. Everybody, they mama know when we come to Chicago. If you talk about going 73rd and Halstead area, man, look, boy, don't even look at nothing on 73rd and Halstead that got a skirt on or anything because she might have something bigger than her pants than you got between your legs, bro. Just letting you know. You know.
Oh, I'm sorry as hell.
And they gang banging. And they gang banging. And they selling. Yep, they selling butt packs and gang banging, bro.
You about to be weak, Joe.
bro.
Hey, listen. Hold on, y'all. Stop, man. I'm sorry.
Bro, I told y'all Omar was look, I told you Omar was gonna be. I told y'all this 2 years ago, Bert. You forgot. I said this on Red Supreme show. I said Omar was gonna be a whole gang to himself. You niggas better watch your motherfucking backs. Literally.
That was the indoctrination right there, though, man. Tap in and walk with me and read this article. Look how they got the gun, what's that, the AR with the pink grip on it.
I can't believe you missed that, bro.
Hey, y'all, listen, hold on. This is straight indoctrination, man, y'all. You hear me, y'all? Listen, walk with me, right? Gay gang terrorizes Short North. Short North is a real popular historic area in my city, y'all. Residents and businesses in the Short North are on edge after a recent spike in violent crime. Columbus police say a gay gang known as the Short North Bussy is to blame. Bussy.
What the fuck?
I'm sorry as hell, Mr. I'm sorry, man.
Man, look, we got gangster listen for real. And y'all say y'all got gangster listen for real?
Hey, I'm sorry as hell right now, man. I did not know about this L.
Hey, first it was Omar, then it was Damon. Man, then who else, man? You know what I'm saying? See, they been
sorry as hell, man. Not the short North Bussy. Not the short North Bussy.
Bro, I'm trying to tell you, bro. I'm still waiting for somebody to tell me.
Hold on, man. Stop real quick, y'all, man. My nigga,
it's gotta be
my
fake,
brother
bro.
Court is in the building, man. Hey, Court, did you know about the gay gang in our city called the Short North Bussy? I swear to God. Hey, let's tap in, walk with me. The article is, hold on, y'all. Let me just show y'all this right here. Y'all see this shit, right? Now look how the articles start off, though. They got the AR, the black AR with the pink.
Yo.
Right? Tap in and walk with us, though, man. This shit terrible, man. Listen. Residents and businesses in the Short North are on edge after a recent spike in violent crime. Columbus police say a gang, or a gay gang, known as the Short North Bussy, is to blame. Oh, pause, man. Despite its recent reputation as a nightlife district, the Short North has a storied history of gang activity. That's true. And said Columbus chief spokesperson Larry Fitzjohnson. The area was once ruled by a notorious street gang known as the Short North Posse. I remember I had my brother Fridge on the show a couple of weeks ago. He was a member of the Short North Posse at one point in time. Now it's the Short North Bussy.
Man, you can't make this shit up.
Oh no! Stop! Now, listen. It's over, yo. I was salty as fuck right now. Listen, the area was once ruled by a notorious street gang known as the Short North Posse. Now it's the Short North Bussy. I'm sorry as hell, bro.
Hey, what you say, Virgin? It's an inversion, right? 30 years ago, it was Short North Posse. 30 years later, man, you see how shit just do a about face?
Oh, shit. I know my nigga friends would be tears. Hey, my nigga friends would be sorry if he was. They went from the Short North Posse to the Short North Bussy. That's some bullshit, man.
Hey, y'all remember the movie The Warriors? When they had the Dyke gang and shit like that.
Oh yeah, Warriors was that movie.
Weak,
hey, man, could you imagine a group of chicks that might be going to a club and they might see a gang of dudes? Cause you know they like thugs, right? And they gonna try to go ahead and shoot their shot. Them motherfuckers be like, man, bitch, you don't get, we don't like fish.
Hell nah. I think that nigga Dave Chappelle did.
Man.
Hold on, listen to this, dog. Listen to this part, though. All right.
I know some niggas is gay.
Hold on, though, man.
Crazy as hands.
Hold on. This is disrespectful as fuck, man. I'm sorry, man. Bussy or boy pussy pause is an LGBT slang term for the male anus or transmasculine person's vulva. What? Hold on, stop.
Man, wait. What you reread that again? What the fuck? You just read
fuckery, man. 2 + 2 = 5. I'm gonna read that sentence again. Bussy or boy pussy is an LGBT slang term for the male anus or a transmasculine person's vulva. Come on.
I quit. Man, throw the whole internet away. Throw the whole English language away. Throw the Greek language away. Man, throw all that shit away.
Court over here scratching his locks right now. He's like, what?
He said, what the fuck is a vulva?
A vulva is the part of the female anatomy. So the very fact that they made up a term called transmasculine is if you can switch from being feminine to masculine and it actually means something. And that means you can now have a vulva as if a man has a vulva and he does not. He just absolutely does not have a vulva. Vulva is a part of a vagina or regina. Y'all, man, listen.
The fuck is transmasculine?
This is mind fuckery, y'all. This is what I talk about when I talk about psychological transgenderism, man. Once known as the Bohemian Arts District, the Short North has undergone a dramatic transformation over the past 2 decades. A string of development brought commercial office space, luxury apartments, and dozens of bars and restaurants to the area. The result has been a long, simmering power struggle over control of neighborhoods, illegal rackets. Established gangs such as the Short North Bussy. Established gangs such as the Short North Bussy are now fighting off interlopers, many from the nearby Milo Grogan, Wyland Park, and Linden neighborhoods. A person familiar with the Short North Bussy says the gang prefers a nonviolent approach, but old methods are proving ineffective. They use to scare off rivals by blowing them a kiss, maybe flashing a little ass cheek, or grabbing their balls and licking their lips, stuff like that. The person said, man, pause, man. What the fuck, man? Y'all hearing this shit, man? Today, rival gangs are more likely to be turned on by that behavior than to be scared off. This is from the fucking, listen, let me tell y'all, this is the reason why it's so funny. I'm in tears, because I'm about to bring some revelation for y'all. And this is why y'all got to do y'all due diligence, man, right?
Right.
This website is from a website called the Delaware, Ohio News. And a couple years ago, y'all, and I'm going to come up for this. And this is why you got to do your due diligence, right? This is a newspaper. They did an article in our city where they said a bar was called the Nigger House, right? And it's totally untrue, right? Just like this article is totally untrue. So if you scroll down to the bottom of this website, you'll see that it says that all this information is just, we just made up this and this and this and this and this disclaimer. So this is why you got to do your due diligence, y'all. That's the main reason why I read this article, to give y'all a display and to be able to, what I mean when I say do your due diligence. A couple years ago, it was a restaurant that they claimed was in our city called the Nigger House, and it was a big thing. It was on Facebook. People were saying, "Oh no, it's not a restaurant." And I'm telling people like, "No, y'all got to scroll down to the end of the screen and read the disclaimer on what they're saying." And it's a lot of sites out here like this. Y'all familiar with clickbait, right? So do your due diligence.
Clickbait.
Right. Y'all go ahead and close them out with the last words, and we about to go ahead and end them out.
As I stated, clickbait pisses me off like every time you see it, but that's the headline. You can't just read the headlines. And that's what the moral of this whole story, that's why we will this back to solution-based content, because at the end of the day, what they did to Rachel Nichols was they posted all over the internet, all over every headline, newspaper, magazine, article, that she was racist because she made a statement about her feeling like she deserved a spot that she rightfully deserved. And we all should have just seen it and left it at that. Yet people ran with the narrative and the propaganda the media put out there. And unfortunately, it stripped her of her career. And it's something that if you just took color off of it, and if you put two people of the same race, you wouldn't have been able to justify it. So at the end of the day, let's try to make sure we do that when we make our decision making. You know, before we go into the situation heavy-handed and we think about racism, let's at least think like, yo, if it was the same people of the same color or race or nationality, whatever you want to call it, whatever you identify with, would it be the same outrage that you are displaying for that situation? And that's all we could do. That's all I could say. You know? I'm lifted right now, but I love you.
Me too, man. But come on, man, come out, boy. That's exactly why I read this article. This is why I did this, to give y'all an exercise in critical thinking. Right? Yeah. Do your due diligence, y'all. You hear me?
Yeah, I'm about to go home and get my skull blow too. Fuck this shit. I'm waiting for the damn train.
Hey, Mr. O, you about to make your old fake stuff up?
Man, look, I'm about to start twisting up this animal cookie and the white rumps I got at the crib mix, and go ahead and roll this Dutch. I'm about to get it shooted. Play a little bit 2K, then wake up and start working on some websites in the morning.
They caking off of this shit too. Y'all best believe they making some money off of this shit. because they put at the bottom of the screen, this is all just hearsay. That you just got to read that stuff. So before you start spreading stuff, make sure you scroll to the bottom of the screen, y'all, and read their disclaimers if there's any. Make sure there's accurate information. They're a credible site. This is clearly not one. It's called the Delaware Ohio News.
Man, Bussy though, the Bussy gang, you can't make this shit up, bro.
But see, that's the thing. You actually can.
Nah, they made that shit up. They made that shit up, but it is some gay gangs on there. But that article right there, I do remember. It's funny when he started reading it because I do remember that article.
Yeah,
And that was
like
a funny
I
ass
said,
article.
bro, like I said, y'all, this was an exercise.
You gotta
like
do
I
your.
say, critical thinking and doing your due diligence. Just don't be over there just repeating.
No.
A lot of people would take an article like this and run with it and report. Hold on, y'all. Let me cam up real quick and react to it as if it's true and get a whole bunch of views. Unintelligent artificial intelligence will push this too. So,
and like I told y'all, you get road rage. Like me, I get road rage when I read shit and I be like, what the fuck? Like after I read the headline, that's exactly what I was telling y'all about. Like you gotta watch out for this media shit. And at
right.
least take your time. If you gonna create any narrative in your head off of a headline, at least take the time to read the article before you at least make the final decision on that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, please do that. Like, because most of the time when you actually read it and you start weighing it up, it don't weigh up like the headline might have told you, especially if the headline is really one sided. You know what I mean? Always go into things with an even mind. Even when you see something one sided, that's one thing I always used to practice. Like, if I go into a situation, I don't care if I'm heavy thinking on one side or whatever, I got to go into this situation to make a decision even minded. And the more you do that, the better decisions you will make in life. If I can say anything. Yeah.
Right.
Believe nothing that you see and nothing that you hear. That's what my parents told me. I had to really learn that shit as I got old, as an adult. You go figure, because you'll get sent off by a lot of stuff, what you hear about, or what you think you saw, until you do further investigation, going behind that veil and see what everything is for what it really is, and not try and accept it and try to make it something that it is not. That's what this whole propaganda media thing. And the best person I could think of who used media to his advantage the most and the best was Adolf.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you on that. He used it to a T. You feel me?
Yeah, Adolf Hitler was the best at that propaganda shit.
Man, so yeah, man, we appreciate everybody coming out, man. You know what I'm talking about. Tap that like button, y'all. Smash the like button, man. Click on the bell, subscribe to the page, share on your social engineering and all of that, man. You know what I mean? Tell everybody come tap in and walk with us tomorrow night. We going in.
Yeah, I'm about to go ahead and show y'all these characters. I'm about to get on this damn red line train, but I see what kind of characters about to be on these damn train cars to the Yellow Brick Road to Inglewood.
Oh,
you should start recording that shit, Mr. O, man.
Hey, yo, believe half what you see and none of what you hear, y'all.
Yeah.
All right? Like,
Hey.
keep that up.
Going right out to since Rachel Nichols showed so much love to the Black Brethren, right? It's only right that we play this song off of my man Nauseous the Six. As soon as my man finish up his schooling and his testing and all of that, we're gonna have him on the show for sure. You know what I'm saying?
That's
he got
gonna
a couple
be dope.
of fire classic albums
That'd be super
that
dope.
y'all definitely need to hear and have break down all the stories behind those tracks. We're gonna have that coming. But this only right that I play this song right here. You know what I'm saying? Thanks everybody for coming out tonight, man. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, share on your social engineering. Thank y'all for tapping in and walking with me and my brother King Els, my brother Mr. O, my Joe from Chicago with the info. You know what I'm talking about? It's my brother right there. You know, so my brother King Els in the building. Y'all see my man Court stepped in real quick. My nigga Fonz in the building. You know what I'm talking about? We going in tomorrow night, Wednesday night. We're gonna be discussing Hold on, let me just go check real quick, because you know I'll be forgetting that shit. Let me go check real quick. Go check real quick, man. Tomorrow.
I ain't gonna lie. I've been watching this Winky Wright
Yeah.
versus Trinidad
Tomorrow we
White.
gonna this is what we're gonna be discussing tomorrow. We're gonna be discussing the Jeffrey
Winky
Dahmer and the
Wright whooped his
LGBTQ
ass.
LMNOP barbecue committee agenda.
That's. Are you gonna discuss the Black Lives Matter campaign? Then you gotta make sure you put them in there.
Nah, we discussing straight LGBTQ.
Then how you ain't gonna discuss them? Because that was what
Yeah,
that
I'm saying we
website was
can
based off of.
we
Nah,
can
you
throw
gotta
we can
put
throw
them.
them in
Hey,
there.
I'm
I'm gonna
just
throw
telling
them
you,
in there. I'm gonna
Stacks.
throw some other people in there
I,
too.
I'm gonna keep it 100, Stacks. It's crazy that you even said that because it was just a conversation on Facebook today, and they was talking that shit, and I was like for real, like you gotta really understand on that original website, and I'm gonna keep it 100, y'all, cause that's all I could do. Like I said, I'm only gonna give y'all what I did in that situation. I'm gonna be 100 with y'all. When the Black Lives Matter popped off, like I ain't nobody that's opposed to none of that. Like, but I'm a dude that before I really stand behind anything, I do want to at least do the at least amount of research to go to a website just to see. You know what I mean? And
My man Uncle
I went to
Diggity said, my man
I
Uncle
went to the
Diggity
website.
hold on,
I ain't see,
my man
there's
Uncle
no picture
Diggity
of a
say,
man.
hold on, L. My man Uncle Diggity said shows feel more official at this time slot, in my opinion. I don't know how y'all time zone working for y'all though. Good shit though from everybody.
Okay. I mean,
No, it's
we can
almost
make
1
it
o'clock. I gotta get up in a few hours over there. I don't know. This is
happen.
the only reason why we're doing it this late because I had something I had to do. Normally we would have been going in at 8 and we'd have been done by now for real, for real.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we definitely would have been. We on 3 hours.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? We would have, you know what I'm talking about? Y'all want us to stay up late, man. I might have to start saying something about that old cash. I'm fucking with y'all. No, I'm fucking with y'all, man. I don't know, depending on what the schedule is. I don't know, man. I like to give the people what they want, man. You know what I'm saying? Because
We're
we
gonna
do
build
this
the
for y'all,
fans.
for real, man. One thing I say, we do this for y'all, man.
That's
We
what we
know,
could do. We can incorporate a little bit more sports and entertainment on the
right?
night if we
For
do it
sure.
later. And then I could definitely, help
Yeah, on the
out with the
weekend, Uncle
content and
Diggity, for sure.
transitioning.
For sure. We accommodate, we would definitely, I'm always willing to compensate and accommodate the audience for sure, Uncle D. We can work something out on the weekend, go in on the late night, you know what I'm talking about? Chop it up on
But
the
I
West
ain't
Coast
lying.
side. You feel me?
Next week, what I might have, I'm gonna try to pull this off. I'll let y'all know on Friday for sure. But my goal is to have a financial advisor come on the show and really explain to y'all about financial advisory and really take y'all in depth in life insurance.
Right.
So if y'all got, family members or you or niece, nephew, anybody you may care about that you want to kind of maybe help build generational wealth down the line, we're gonna have discussions on how you can even start that up. So next Tuesday, I'll let y'all know on Friday if I can get it confirmed, and we'll go from there.
Right. Yeah, so we got to get up out of here, man. We're gonna leave y'all with this lesson. Since Rachel Nichols, man, let's shout out to Rachel Nichols, man. You know what I'm
Shout
talking
out.
about?
She a
She
real
clearly
one.
loved the brothers. You feel me? That's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? I respect
It
her
seems
for
like
that.
she just love people.
Yeah, she loved people though, but she especially loved the brother because she looking out for the brother. So you know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
appreciate and respect her
Salute.
for that. Salute her for that. I hope everything they got coming successful comes to them. This could open up the doors for so many others. You know what I'm saying? Because you heard what Steve Jobs said. Guys like us don't make it. You know what I'm saying? When we the dudes who L said that in that high percentile range that end up broke 5 to 7 years after they leave the league. You know what I'm saying? And she helped them. You know what I'm saying? Create a situation for themselves after that post NBA to where they are where they at now. So it's only right that they show and pay homage and extend the hand, man. It's only right that they do that, man. I think that's good business. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Minus all whatever type of fuckery that can be involved. That's good business, man. So you know what I mean? Shout out to Rachel Nichols, man. So it's only right that I play this song. You know what I'm saying? Black Kings featuring my man John B off my man Nauseous the Sick album, man. The Sickness, man. We about to get him on here pretty soon to do a listening party breakdown of this whole thing situation, right? So y'all, man, thank y'all for coming out, man. You know what I'm saying? Thank y'all for coming out. You know what I'm talking about? Enjoy the rest of y'all evening. We about to go ahead and end this thing right here. It was a good show tonight. You know what I'm saying? I know people like to talk about stuff like this. We tend to go over a little time if it's all good. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing, man. But I don't know about this time slot right here, man. You know what I'm talking about? They got that early, you know what I'm talking about? But that's all good, though, yo. Y'all have a good evening. You hear me? Hit that like button on y'all's way out. You know what I'm saying? Share on your social engineering. Hit on the bell. Subscribe to the page. Appreciate all the support, man. Tomorrow night we're going in. We're going to be discussing Jeffrey Dahmer and the LGBTQ LMNOP barbecue committee agenda. You hear me? We're going in. You know what I'm saying? Tap in and walk with us, man. You know what I mean?
You already know.
Tap in and walk with us, man.
Could have been anywhere in the world, but you was
the world,
here.
Man, with y'all right here with
Peace,
us.
love,
We
and
appreciate
blessings.
that, man. We love y'all for that, man. Thank y'all, man. Hit that like button, man. Subscribe to the page. Share it. Tell everybody come tap in, walk with us every day, man. We going in, man. Talk to us. Hey.
That's not necessary. Of course it is.
It's a nightmare, then it must be a bad dream. E&D, running our lanes like a track meet, skipping over hurdles. Call us a track team, all paperwork legit. It's the fact team, then double up the championship belts like a tag team. Black on black, yeah, it's a black thing. Black jewelry shining on all of our black kings. All black everything, we got black tea. All black coffee, man, I don't add green. North give you all you need, no more caffeine. Goes down the whole set, no more casting. Remove targets off our back like a black team. We keep growing up the game like a black team. The girl got a problem with me, then get at me. I fired to a bumper, now you got a drag queen. You can't stop me, you old as jalopy. This is passing, I got it photocopied. Caught up on film, flow tracks are sloppy. Trying to attack me, you a carbon copy. Cross the heat like Timothy blocks, and I charge for a hook, put me in a penalty box. Man, I'm killing the ops while I look at my watch. All hands on deck like the time on the clock. Task Force, Black Force, we the tag team. If it's a nightmare, then it must be a bad dream. E&E, running our lanes like a track meet, skipping over hurdles. Call us a track team, all paperwork legit. It's the fact team, then double up the championship belts like a tag team. Black on black, yeah, it's a black thing. Black jewelry shining on all of our black kings.
My grass cut low to catch a glimpse of the snakes. Devilish serpents with purpose to steal your cake. Smiling in your face, but they got their eyes on your safe. Boy, that hatred, man, they make you do some foul things. Switch up on your niggas like the numbers when the Dow change. When I'm with familiar, still a grind like a broke. Take it for granted, should be gone. That's what you're planning. Acting niggas get to you. Formulated the plan, calculated the steps. 2020, my vision, see my way to the check. Only way is up, I made my way to the steps. Look, only way to move is building kingdom shit. Niggas won't make a move, want you to bring them shit. But God bless the child, they can hold his own. They want to give you numbers in a sale like a mobile phone. But fuck the company, wicked judicial system. Cause niggas on the edge, there for you to push. Bullets loaded tight up in that magazine. Bring a nightmare to American dreams.
Task Force, Black Force, we the tag team. If it's a nightmare, then it must be a bad dream. E&D, running our lanes like a track meet, skipping over hurdles. Call us a track team, all paperwork legit. It's the fact team, then double up the championship belts like a tag team. Black on black, yeah, it's a black thing. Black jewelry shining on all of our black kings.